Folks at home, how you doing tonight? Hope you're having a wonderful Friday night. I know I am. That was fast version. That was the fast version.
Because we're behind schedule.
We're behind schedule, so I'm trying to catch up. Listen to me. We've got an amazing show lined up for you tonight. It's a Friday night. We're loose. We're comfortable. Sitting to my right, the crust of the show, Pete Glusick. Pete, how you doing? I know you're tired. Thank you for being here. It's amazing to be back in the studio with you. I missed it, man.
Well, we missed you, man. It's good to have you back. You know,
I appreciate it.
Fishing all day, but it's great. You know, you fish all day, you get to talk about fishing all night.
Right. It's a good combination.
Yeah.
Pete, we've got a great show. Everybody tuning in right now, watching. We've got Wesley Strader, who not only won
amazing
Kentucky Lake, fishing the moment, really fluid, but he's leading the Bass Open right now on Lake Norman.
Wow.
How about that? He's a beast.
He's a beast.
Man. He's a beast. Special announcement. We were out there cooking on the Traeger grill. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. And Brian came up and said, special announcement, second guest, Kevin VanDam. Pete
what? Crazy good lineup.
Last winner from Grand Lake, Kevin VanDam, 25, number 25.
Yep.
Joining us.
What are their two hottest anglers right now, dude?
Dude, I mean, we got them both. And
winning, doing an ill-advised crankbait pattern on a spawning tournament.
Oh yeah, and the color, and we're going to be talking about the color too. And then finally, last but not least, I don't want to put this guy at the end. Gene Gilliland.
You nailed it.
Thank you.
You nailed it.
I had to break out the syllables on my notes. Gene Gilliland joining us to talk about, thank you very much for the sound effect, talking about Asian carp, which is an invasive, it's an exotic. We have a lot of them up here, but we're going to be breaking it down a little bit and talking about that, so it's going to be great. Pete, but before we start the show, let's run down real quick our sponsors, as we always do. I'll take 3 or 4, you jump in. Ike Live's brought to you by Mystery Tackle Box, MTB. Unbelievable. It's like Christmas to your doorstep every month. And now they have the brand new release Elite Box. Listen to me. If you're a hardcore pro like I am, upgrade to the Elite Box. That's the one you want. It's unbelievable. You're going to get stuff in there that you can't even believe it. We're going to be doing a opening. We're going to be doing an unboxing tonight, Pete. I promise you there will be baits in there tonight that we go, oh my God, I never saw that before. And that's the beauty of Mystery Tackle Box. Go to mysterytacklebox.com. Use the promo code Ike Live. Listen to this. You ready for this? You're going to get 50% off a Pro Box and 30% off an Elite Box on your first purchase.
You got to do it. Everybody loves Mystery Tackle Box.
You got to do it. Also brought to you by Flambeau. Flambeau are the makers of the best tackle storage in the industry. Of course, they use the Z-Rust product, Pete. Keeps your baits rust-free.
I use it every day.
It's amazing. Go to the flambeau.com, flambeauoutdoors.com website. Use the promo code Ike Live. And listen to this. Here's a great thing. Everybody watching the show, everybody listening right now, go to flambeauoutdoors.com. 20% off anything on the Flambeau site. Dude, there's hunting stuff on there. There's storage. All kinds of stuff. There's coolers. There's heated socks.
10-speed bicycles.
10-speed bicycles. You got to go there. Brought to you by Liquid Mayhem. Listen, scent is super important. When fishing's tough, scent makes a difference. Use the promo code IkeLive25, 25% off anything on the liquidmayhem.com website. And listen to this. This is very interesting. I want to name some flavors that we've been using for years here at Ike Live.
This is very interesting.
Shad, garlic minnow, crawl, garlic crawl, la leech. But listen to this. In a few short weeks, we're going to be releasing a new formula at Liquid Mayhem. A new formula like SpongeBob. And this is going to be a clear formula with 2 new flavors. Nightcrawler and anise crawfish. Did I say that right? Anise?
Is that a Cajun word?
That's licorice.
It is a licorice.
In Cajun, an anise is a date. It's a date.
Stormtrooper.
Yes. In Louisiana, anise sometimes is a date.
Pete, we're also brought to you by Hobie Kayaks. Everyone knows kayak fishing is changing the world. Hobie is the Cadillac of kayaks. Here's the great thing. We've got a new Hobie kayak owner with one of our very own. Dave Brodzik, aka Stormtrooper, aka Fat. I was going to say Warts, aka Stormtrooper,
AKA why you here?
What the hell?
and we're going to be catching up with Dave about his kayak adventures. It's very interesting. Pete, take it from Hobie Kayaks. Who else?
We are brought to you by TH Marine. If you own a bass boat of any kind, you have TH Marine products. And what did you just order for me, Brian?
Can't hear you.
YOLO Tech Power Stick.
That's right, the Power Stick. Because I'm so dynamic and entertaining on the show, for those of you that can't get enough of me, we're going to be filming GoPro.
He's going to be
using the Power Stick.
That's right, his own YouTube channel. Click like and subscribe.
Pete Tight, YouTube.
Yep, but that's TH Marine. They make the best stuff. Saw a lot of TH Marine products in use. In particular, the culling system. Everybody seems to be using the TH Marine culling system. On
non-penetrating.
Yeah, it's that's what's going on. And the Bass University, we had a little IKE live on Lake X.
Ooh,
and it was well received by everybody. Doing some instruction here at home, and to celebrate that, we're 30 days free at Bass University. Use the promo code IKE Live. Come on over and check out Bass University.
30 days? You're handing out 30 days?
Handing out 30 days
for free.
You want to learn how to bass fish? It's all you need. Bass University. Real Snot.
Real Snot. Shout out to Noah. Noah's going to be joining us in studio, by the way.
I was just going to ask.
Yes.
When's Noah coming?
Brian Carpenter.
May 24th.
May 20th.
Thursday night, May 24th.
May 24th.
In studio.
Amazing line conditioner. It's going to decrease the amount of backlashes you have. It's going to increase your casting distance. Give it a try. Real Snot.
10 feet. You get 10 feet on Real Snot with the cast. I'm telling you.
At least 10 feet.
Dude.
10 extra feet.
You right now.
By the way, speaking of Real Snot, go to realsnot.com. Use the promo code IKELive25. 25% off everything on their site. But wait, there's more. If you order some original Ike approved Real Snot or the new Java product, use the promo code IKELive. Not only get 25% off, but Real Snot's going to donate $1, Pete, to the Ike Foundation, which is pretty awesome, and we appreciate that. Thank you very much, Noah.
Thank you, guys.
Brought to you by Tackle Warehouse. Everybody I know on the Pro Tour uses Tackle Warehouse. Use the promo code IKELive. If you order more than $50 in product, we'll ship it to you for free.
Hold on.
Can't believe we're still saying that.
But don't Tackle Warehouse give it to you for free.
Hey, stop quiet. Quiet. Don't ruin the joke. Don't ruin the joke.
Sorry.
Brought to you by Line Cutters. And I want to mention that Eric, the intern, shot some amazing line cutter promos over the last month. It's a really amazing product. Go to linecutters.com. Use Ike Live Rules 20. That's a long promo code. Ike Live Rules 20. 20% off anything on Line Cutter site, including, by the way, the new flat mount, which we have mounted right here.
That's the deal.
Is the deal. Put it on your console. Put it on your front deck. Put it on your kayak. If you lose your scissors, don't worry about it. You got your flat mount line.
You should also buy one just to support a really cool dude. That dude Lance is a cool guy, man. He picked up the tab at the Ike Live After event at the Classic.
Very, very cool dude. Very cool dude.
He's a baller, and he's benching people all over the place.
Yeah, he's a baller. And last but not least, we are brought to you by, happy to announce, Brian the Carpenter, drum roll, please.
Brian, we're going to get your giant mitts banging on the table. Brand new sponsor and supporter of the Ike Live show, Traeger Grills. I know for a lot of you that watched the pre-show on Mike Iaconelli social feeds, dude, we grilled. We ate kielbasa. We ate some ribs. We ate some zucchini. Dude, the sauces, the flavor, the smoke. We're going to talk a little bit more about it later. But Traeger Grills, pellet burning grill. Say no to gas. Don't worry about gas. Burn them pellets. The food was amazing. We're going to be talking about it more. Thank you, Traeger Grills, for joining Ike Live. Bri, big show in a couple minutes, right?
Strader, Kevin Van
Wesley
Dam,
Strader,
Gene
Kevin Van Dam, Gene Land, Asian Carp, hanging there with us. When we come back, a brand new Ike Live. Come on, let's go.
Warning! The following live webcast might contain content that some people find crude, vulgar, or objectionable. When watching this program, please make sure the room is well lit and do not sit too close to the screen. If you're uptight, easily offended, or lacking a sense of humor, please stop watching right now and leave the internet. Now it's time for IKE Live.
What is this foolishness?
How many dreams can you shape in a minute, an hour?
The kind of clean you like best.
Lost 3 of my teeth, too. All right, sir, you lost. Next time you'll win.
Steamy, hot, hearty, delicious, invigorating.
Folks at home, how you doing tonight? Welcome to a brand new IKE Live here on a Friday night. I like it. It's a Friday. I feel like partying. It's the weekend. I hope everybody's having a great time. I know we are. Let me introduce my co-host of the show, the rest of the show. A little tired tonight, but right there, Pete Glusick, wrapping a sweatshirt on. How you doing tonight, Pete?
Man, I'm doing good. Caught giant 4 and 5 pounders on the Chesapeake all day today. Beautiful spring day, man.
Dude, that place is incredible, isn't it? The Upper Bay is on fire.
It really is, man. And the really cool part is catching a lot of little guys, which we hadn't seen there for quite a few years. Yeah. And you know, so yeah. You only every time you set the hook, it was 3 pounds or bigger there for a couple years. What a drag! But now we're seeing a lot of little guys, and that year class, those year classes were missing, but they're there now. See, it's weird, man. You'll catch a 6-pounder, 6-incher, 6-incher, 5-pounder.
Wow,
just all mixed in together. This time of year to spawn, you know, and the herring and the shad are just all doing their business. It's like it's the biomass down there. It just blows your mind.
Wow, that's crazy. Everybody tuning in, let me tell you, we have an amazing show in store for you tonight. We've got Wesley Strader, winner of the recent Kentucky Lake Bass event. He's also leading the Open on Lake Norman right now. Dude's hottest guy in the circuit right now.
Momentum. Everybody talks about momentum.
And Wesley's a great guy.
But he's been good for like 15 years, dude. Like,
I know.
Not sleep on
No. He's been good, but the winning is new, and we're going to talk to him about that. We're also, special announcement, literally 30 minutes ago, Pete, we just found out KVD.
How awesome is that?
Kevin VanDam's going to be joining us for a little bit. Recent winner of Grand Lake. It happened to be his 25th bass win, which is it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. And finally, Gene Gillaland, the Bass Conservation Director, is going to be joining us, talking a little bit about the Asian carp. And you heard a lot of murmurs about Asian carp at the last event. We're going to be talking about Asian carp as an exotic, as an invasive. Is it good? Is it bad? Does it matter? We're going to be talking to Gene about that. Let me finish introducing the room. Sitting on the casting couch tonight, and I'm really happy to introduce this guy. You've seen him before. He's been on the show probably 3 or 4 times. Back with us tonight. Man, I'm stoked. I haven't seen him in months. The very own John McGraw, fastest man on campus, joins us on the couch. John, how you doing tonight?
Thank you.
Good to see you, man.
It's good to see you,
I told you outside, I gave you a big man hug.
Yeah.
This was not recorded, but I gave you a big man hug, and I said this, and I'm serious. I miss you, man.
I miss you too, man.
I do. I miss you like crazy, man.
We used to hang out a lot when we were kids, right? And to only see like 4 or 5 times a year now.
Yeah, it sucks.
You know?
It sucks.
It does. But you know what?
I know, but here's the thing, and I don't want to say too much, but things are going to get better in the next year. I can promise you.
Of all of our friends, he's the best hug of all of our guys.
Oh, it's a good hug.
He's the best hug out of everybody we know, dude. Pete's not that good of a hug. Pete's more of a bro hug guy.
Yeah.
John's a straight and he'll hug you, man.
Yeah, and you have to hug up. You always hug up.
No, you're hugging the ribs. You're hugging the ribs.
A lot of guys you hug down. But John, you hug up.
Yeah, There's a lot of love in my childhood. That's
Right.
Why,
John emasculates you because it's by your head. He's got you by the head because he's like 6'8".
Yeah, you're not sure if he likes you or he's going to choke the shit out of you. Sitting next to John, you know him now. He's almost web famous with all his new kayak videos. The one and only Dave Brodzik, a.k.a. Fatty, a.k.a. Worf. How you doing? A.k.a. Stormtrooper. How you doing tonight, Dave?
Thanks for having me. I feel good.
Good to see you, man.
Got a belly full of kibasi. We cooked on the Traeger grill.
Dude, let's start with that right now. And I want to let everybody know, I think a lot of times when somebody watches Facebook Live or they watch the show, they're like, oh, this shit's a setup or whatever. Dude, I'm going to lay it out for you exactly how it happened. The grills, Brian the Carpenter, Eric the Intern, back me up on this, Eric. The grills showed up at like 2 o'clock this afternoon. Becky and Eric sat in the driveway of the house, built the grill. Eric, back me up. Okay? Built the grill. Literally, we had it built maybe like 4 o'clock. We had it plugged in. We had to do this little procedure where you kind of plug it in and get things working. Dude, Dave, you showed up about 5.
Yeah.
And instantly, just like that, it was that easy. Put the wood pellets in, started grilling, and dude, banging Polish meat barbecue. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so legit Polish meat from Delengowski's Deli in Runnymede. Straight legit Polish, not goddamn Hillshire Farm from wherever you shop at. This is straight handmade Polish meat that they grind out of a wheel and then they make it.
Yeah.
So yeah, right on. Oh man, there's Traeger. So for you guys that don't know, right? It plugs in. It's electric, and it has a wood feed on the side of it, right? And it's all digital. It ties into your phone. You play music. You can like control the temperature from your phone. We didn't do that. We did it manually because that's how we do. But man, the wood flavor, especially more so than on the kibasi. Kibasi, the grease is inside, and the way they spice it, it cooks itself. But the
flavor,
the
flavor,
man, the zucchini just tasted like it was amazing.
So good. The smoke of it was so good.
Yeah, it's pretty serious stuff, dude. It was amazing.
Unbelievable. What a great way to start the show. And shout out to a brand new sponsor of IKE Live, Traeger Grills. I want to continue intro in the room. In the back, and I gotta say, Brian the Carpenter, Eric the Intern sitting side by side back there, flawless tonight. I'm serious, dude.
No problems, right?
I feel like every show there's always some major drama.
We were
dude,
45 minutes late.
No, I know we were an hour late, but that was our fault. We grilled,
thing.
Dude. Nice, dude. The cable's better, the sound's better, things are working. You hit me with the KVD announcement, dude.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing back
Stacked
there?
up.
This is incredible.
Yeah, so for an hour before the show, Brian and Eric were rerunning wires underneath where I'm pointing right now, while Brian's on the phone still setting up guests. Like Brian and Eric made this happen. Like it sounds amazing. It sounds way better than it has.
That's just how we roll.
Carpenter, a.k.a. the producer.
The Beast.
The producer.
And Eric making it happen. Yelling at each other.
Making it happen. And all
constantly,
the while.
like a married couple.
All the while, Pete, we did a headshot photo shoot as all this was going on. How about that?
We got it all done.
That's
For
incredible.
those of you who watch Facebook Live, you got to see Eric's live because I brought the camera into the room.
Only I could have done that for your headshots.
You got to see Eric live, and you got to see Brian very uncomfortable.
You're right.
He was grabbing his
Scratching.
armpits, shaking back and forth, sweating.
I saw Becky and the photographer like in the back laughing at the pictures as they were clicking through them. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like we all just said we availed ourselves of that camera, but they were laughing at Brian.
They were all Brian's pictures.
Brian was
they
all
were
mad
laughing
and
at.
angry. He's got to work today.
It was unbelievable.
Brian looked good. They chose a good one. Brian looked handsome.
They did. Let me remind everybody, I hope you're having a great Friday night. We talked about it pre-live. Man, if you're going out tonight, hanging at the bar, it's a Friday night, you're chilling at home.
Get them at Chicky and Pete's to put on the IKE Live
Dude,
show on the big screen.
If you're at the bar right now, if you're at Chicky and Pete's, if you're at Dominic's that's closed down because somebody got stabbed, wherever you're at, turn the show.
Is that what happened?
Turn the show on.
Because on Chicky and Pete's right now, somewhere there is pool being played. Like there's a pool on one of those channels.
There's pool.
The Chicky and Pete's is only in our area, by the way.
Synchronized swimming.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Chicken
Anyway,
Pizza's a restaurant.
Yeah, or the
People
Stump.
know what
yeah,
I'm
people from around here know.
Stump.
Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Once again, let me run through it real quick again. Wesley Strader, Kevin VanDam, Gene Gilliland, Gilliland, joining us live tonight. Shut up! Stop making fun of me. It's going to be a great show. Also, let me remind everybody, Dave, we are giving stuff away tonight.
Yes.
We're giving away a Mystery Tackle Box Elite Box. Two Mystery Tackle Box Elite Boxes, along with some other great prizes from Flambeau, TH Marine, and other great Ike Live sponsors. I want to start like we do every show, Pete. I want to give a shout out and a thank you to all our military, active veterans, men and women. Thank you guys for what you do. Dude, it's a crazy, crazy world. Shout out to police, EMT, firemen. Thank you guys for what you do. And Dave Brodzik, even the security at Bradley's. Thank you guys. We appreciate it.
Nice. Hey, Mike.
Appreciate you.
Let me just add. So
it's good. All right, I want to get into it. Brian, what do you got?
You can't hear me, but I'm talking.
I know.
So in addition to the elite boxes we're giving away, right? We're going to give away an elite box, bottle of real snot, some new liquid
real
mayhem
snot
that's coming, a line cutters ring.
Line cutters.
We're going to run a couple contests tonight.
Contests.
2 contests. 2 fan interaction contests for naming stuff related to the guys on the show.
Okay.
They're going to be fun.
All right. 2 fan interaction contests tonight.
And feel free to make fun of Eric, who's always on his phone, not reading anything that anybody takes the time to send in.
Right, not passing
They're
anything
gonna get
through.
to tonight. Don't worry. That's part of it.
Waste of time. Dave, I want to start. I want to start with you, Dave, because we're already picking on you. I want to keep going.
Yeah, pick on me.
I want to start with kayak fishing.
Yeah,
dude, the Ike Live show, Pete. We've been talking about kayak fishing now for a couple of years, and we've all dabbled in it a little bit. But Dave, I'm happy to announce you officially own your first Hobie kayak, and dude, you've fallen in love with it like that.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about it.
First and foremost, thank you.
You're welcome.
And thanks to Hobie for setting me up with one.
Yep.
And yeah, man, so I don't know. For those of you who might not have watched shows in the past, I had a fully rigged 21-foot Ranger with a 250 on the back, and things didn't go well, and I don't have the boat anymore.
That's Delaware.
John, things didn't go well.
The repo man.
The Delaware.
No, repo man makes me sound like a deadbeat. No, repo man. I think I'm clean.
Delaware. You know what? The Delaware River came up and
there may or may not be a lower unit somewhere around Petty's Island in the middle of the river.
Now we talk about Hobie kayak. We're gonna just slam me. All right, listen. So guys, listen. I was out of fishing in terms of being on the water for a while, right? Everyone knows that. I jump in everybody's boats now and then. John, we shared some time together.
Oh yeah.
John, by the way, best guy to travel with out of everyone I know.
I make breakfast sandwiches.
Yes, he does.
Lunch, dinner.
Shits out plastic.
Fluffs your pillow, he gives you a blow up mattress. But listen, got this kayak. So here's the deal, guys. If you so for me, having that payment on the side of the house right now in this time of my life just didn't work out, right? My son's not into fishing. My daughter absolutely not. They're young. They're below 10 years old. This kayak, pedal driven, PA12, there's nothing but the boat. You bring it to a lake that you otherwise couldn't get your Ranger in, and you can take it to places where you bring a Ranger in. We can talk about that later if you want. I've traversed, but man, just
He ran that thing across the Delaware River.
Right. So all right, so we'll get to that. I ran it across the Delaware River, across the major part of the river, too. And it handles fine. If you look at one of those things outside of the water, they're built like battleships, right?
Mm-hmm.
The front's real skinny, it gets real fat, and, you can it's
you feel
amazing.
safe, comfortable, even in that rough water.
You roll over these giant waves. You're not breaking any sound or speed barriers, but in terms of its fishability and its platform, I had no problem standing up. I'm 6'2", 6'3", 230, 240, and there's no problem standing up in it.
Right.
It's as stable as if you fished in the nose of a crawdad.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe slightly a little more wobbly, if I'm being honest. But not much less. And it's fun. It's just a cool thing. I got it on the side of the house. If I don't go fishing this weekend, I don't feel obligated to miss something my kids are doing because I have this payment on the side of the house. I don't feel obligated to compete at all.
You don't want to get in the kayak clubs and the kayak tournaments? You don't want to do that?
No, what I'm venturing toward is YouTube content and creating content for Mike and his sponsors. And the hardest part is first off is learning how to talk with no one around, right? Talking actually into a camera at first it's you know, it's tough. You don't know how to talk. You know, I don't know. It's awkward. You look at yourself and you feel gross. You know, watching. You know what I mean? But no, so you know, I've learned. I'm coming around with that. I plan on creating I plan on trying to create a YouTube channel, based fishing out of my kayak and do some content. You know, with our sponsors of IKE Live, and in terms of like actually fishing out of the kayak, what I've experienced most and what is most prevalent is the lack of impact you have on the area. So you bring a boat into an area with a trolling motor, there's less life available, right? They're gone. They've receded. They've went away. I'm in this kayak, and I have snapping turtles within distance where I can grab the tail. I just experienced it. I tried to do this. I tried to do this snakehead shoot in this lake, and it went terrible. I caught nothing. But I could have tail grabbed a couple of snappers. I swear to God. But I didn't have the guts to do it. I didn't have the guts to do it because they'll bite your hand, they'll bite a hole right in your hand. But no, so like it's your lack. Like you can be right on them. Like I was in the Delaware, Pete. I was in the second trash square. Trash square. Everybody.
Up the scoop.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
They're spawning. They're pre-spawned. They're just about to get on the beds.
Yep.
I had a 2-pounder come and check the kayak out. I have it on film. I didn't say anything while I was filming it because it kind of felt like cheesy. But when I rewatched it, what's the matter, Brian? That's how I say film. I say film. I've always said film.
Film.
I got Mike made fun
Polish
of my
film.
Mike made fun of my Bradley's days. I used to do security at Bradley's. I would say film. That's how I say it.
Film.
Right, but Mike, come on. You want me to start talking about the words you say?
Oh no,
what was that one last week?
I can't say anything.
What was that one last show? You were killing.
Aluminium.
Aluminum. Aluminium. Right. So hold on. I'm sorry. I'll end this quick, guys, and I'm sorry. All right.
Take out from England.
So the fish, like they don't react the same way to this kayak being close to them. I've caught a lot, like right before I'm ready to take it out of the water, hopping it back to the boat because there's just no impact in being there. So like I'm not trying to say go fish Champlain in one, but my God, there's so many ponds that I'm putting this thing on that otherwise I wouldn't have put my Ranger on.
But you could even fish Champlain. You just
you could.
You just launch at different areas. You know.
I crossed the river from Riverwinds.
Yep.
To the trash squares in the kayak.
Can you believe that?
I know.
Dude, that is the biggest part of the Delaware with like the biggest
hold on,
big
dude.
barge traffic.
That's scary.
No, not only did I
scary, man.
No,
ships.
I got to go back. I didn't do it. I filmed it. Stormtrooper crossed the river, and actually gave a maritime warfare history of Fort Henry and Fort Washington, what they did to the British in that little chokehold right there.
Oh yeah.
This is the problem right now. We're talking about edit. Let me tell you something. You can film all you want. You got to make that stuff. It's terrible. All right, it's not even close to being. It's not even easy to do. The hardest part of this thing is first learning how to talk on camera, and second putting it together for people to watch. So, Hobie kayaks, guys. If for you young guys, don't buy a John boat. Do a lemonade stand, mow some lawns. Get you a Hobie kayak PA12. You don't even need the 14. You can get the cheaper version of 12. I'm 6'2". I'm 230. 235. Sometimes.
Get you on the water.
And man, I'm standing right up in it. And God, I wish these edits were easy because you'd be able to see. I'm flipping. I'm pitching.
Yeah, it's a cool experience. I see them on the Chesapeake all the time, man. I get out on the flats. It's 25 square miles of open water out there.
Oh yeah.
And I see kayakers out there, striper fishing and bass fishing, and it's making it accessible to just a whole new group of people. I think it's awesome.
I saw one of the most beautiful kayakers I've ever seen on the Chesapeake. I'm just saying.
What do you mean?
You have a mermaid?
Dave, were you fishing the Chesapeake?
Yeah. I was wearing a tank top.
Saw Dave out there.
Stripped to the waist?
Yeah.
What'd you see? Yeah, tell the
little
story.
pasties on there, right? Like string bikini. It was unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, John, creep about everyone else. Go.
All right. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Good.
That's a good segue. John, it is a good segue. John, let everybody know, hardcore followers of IKE Live actually know who you are. I'm serious. We have, dude, the one thing that I've learned about the show, and I love it, this is not in a negative way, derogatory way whatsoever, but the fans of this show are so freaking hardcore, dude. Like at the Bassmaster Classic, Dave, we're sitting there at the bar, and we had an amazing opportunity where we had a couple hundred IKE Live fans come up and just hang out, get to hang out. Dude, they know everybody that's been on every show, dude.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they know you.
But he's mentioned. Even when he's not here, he's
That's true.
still mentioned
and
a
see,
lot.
you don't know because you don't watch the show, but we
we've been
do.
friends when we were
I know.
kids.
He doesn't watch this show.
No.
man.
We talk about you almost every show. Brian Carpenter, what do you got?
I see. I live just far enough away. I'm just sorry. It's like but I just live just far enough away to not be able to get down here on a regular basis.
Yeah.
The last
Right?
Ike Live. The last Ike Live you were on was my first Ike Live.
Yeah.
Wow, is that true?
The New Year's resolution show. My
Wow.
first Ike Live was the
Right.
last time John was on.
Oh, wow.
Now, Eric, does John have a lot more gray since the last time you saw him?
Oh, absolutely.
I've noticed a considerable increase in gray, John.
Yeah.
Sorry to say.
So
For
Eric
a
just-
little guy like that, man, say something like that, you better watch out. It's like I'm a mean dude when it comes down to
You
it when
seem
I
like
start
a very
drinking.
nice guy.
I know. Brian, what
We've
you
seen
got?
it in action.
So Eric just did an Instagram live from the Ike Live account.
Yeah.
And people thought that was Wesley Strader.
They were like, "Congrats, Wes!
Hey,
Great
man.
win."
I overnighted it like Wesley Strader
Dude.
to the couch.
Yeah, but for people watching that don't know, John is a legit New Jersey Bass Federation boater. John has been involved for about 5 years, 6 years, right, John?
Yeah,
Competing
actually,
on the Federation
I've been,
level.
I've been off and on
Yeah.
for a little while.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now here, I'm just gonna go ahead and
I'm
say
actually not a Federation guy. I'm a Bass Nation guy. So I'm
Bass
gonna,
Nation.
I'm gonna put it.
That's right.
put it
There is
like-
a difference.
There is a
Yeah.
difference in the Bass
Hold on.
Nation. I like this.
What am I talking about then?
So of course, when all that stuff
Federation.
went down with the Federation and
Yeah.
it broke, FLW Bass broke apart. The Bass Federation is the FLW side of the semi-pro amateur ranks, and the Bass Nation is the BASS side of that.
So I'm wrong. When I say Federation like we used to, that doesn't mean
I
Bass
mean,
anymore.
yeah,
It
but
means
you're
FLW.
but you're an old guy like me, and I always say the same thing.
I didn't know that.
I always
I
mess
didn't know that
mess
was the
up.
wordplay. I didn't
It's
know
the
that.
Federation and the Nation.
Yeah.
So the nation's Bass.
Yeah, it
Federation's
stinks. That whole thing
FLW.
bothers me. By the way,
It does.
I
gross.
hate it.
It's gross.
But you know
I
what?
hate it.
You know what I liked? I just heard they had a Federation tournament on the Chesapeake, and a lot of the Nation guys participated in it. And you're seeing that
They're going back and forth.
Without a doubt.
Guys are going
Yeah.
back and forth. They're fishing both
So maybe
sides.
they'll come together again one day.
I think, man, that would be. They should.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It got
No, but
fractured. It was a
there's-
great thing.
Yeah.
And it should be one.
Yeah.
There's some local anglers that fish both.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Rich McCrone Jr. was Angler of the Year in both tours not long ago,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, these guys will do both.
That's true. All right, John, I'm going to call you to the plate. And Brian the Carpenter, I'm going to do something right now. It's early in the show. We've got a lot of people watching. I'm already going to throw out a trivia question based into this John McGraw comment. I'm serious. No, this is a good one. This is a good one. And John, I'm going to call you to the plate. A lot of people watching right now don't know this, but you're an amazing, and I'm just going to say it, an amazing designer, an amazing artist,
gifted,
an amazing creator, really, really talented, but beyond what I could ever do in my entire life. And I'm going to name 3 things that you created that people can recognize. I'm going to leave one out. And if they name it, Brian the Carpenter, they're going to be a winner of one of the 2 mystery tackle box elite boxes, okay?
What? Wow.
That's right. That's right.
How can
okay?
people know that?
They're going to know. Listen.
Is your name listed on any of the packaging or anything?
No, but if they're a hardcore fan, if they know that they're going to get it, okay? John McGraw.
I know 2.
John McGraw, a.k.a. Fast Man on Campus, created 3 products that are highly associated with Ike Live and a lot of the stuff we do. And I'm going to name 2 of them. I'm going to leave one out, John.
All right.
First one, John McGraw, in fact, created, and I'm going to go ahead and date it, and I'm going to say early 2000s, created the Bass Hole logo. And that's true. John McGraw is the creator of the Bass Hole logo.
Well, how are you giving the answers?
Hold on. I'm going to leave one out. I'm going to leave one out, and they have to get the one that I leave out.
You're going to clap to all of them then?
I'm going to name 2 of the 3. I'm going to name 2 of the 3.
right.
John McGraw also created a Berkeley power bait that was phenomenal. It was an early predecessor of a lot of the beaver baits that you see now. And John, about 10 years ago, you created what bait for Berkeley?
Beast.
The Berkeley Power Bait Beast design was created by John McGraw. Everybody, pretty amazing.
You know what the coolest thing about that was? Is like it was
John,
actually
it's supposed to be a trivia question.
No, because the third one, everybody's got to figure out what the third one is, right? The coolest thing about that is like actually it was a predecessor of like a shell cracker.
Oh, dude.
Right?
That
And
bluegill profile, one of the earliest baits.
Right? If not the earliest.
The
right?
earliest
And
baits.
everybody else actually mimicked that because
Yep.
we were actually talking about that one day.
Yeah.
And the coolest thing about that is like the Sweet Beaver came out and they said we need a punching bait. I was like, you know what we need? We need something that makes a shell cracker or sunfish like that, right?
Big profile.
And so
Large
have
profile.
like a rounded profile.
Round profile.
Something that glided a little bit better.
Yeah.
Right? And everybody makes one similar to that, if not exactly like that as far as the shape.
Yep.
Since then, you know, so
early bait. And
John, I still have
it was
some.
a good one. I still have some too, by the way.
I have some power bait.
It's a good bait.
You know what the scary thing is? It still works.
They still work.
Oh yeah,
They still work.
They
Let me
still
tell you,
work.
the big one on a bed, phenomenal. The small one on a scrounger head,
yeah.
dude, insane.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna throw this out there. The big one on a lightweight.
A lightweight.
On the lightweight, people don't get it, right? Around grass and different things like that because it slides and glides.
It does. A lot of gliding motion going on.
If somebody would like to get some beasts,
yeah,
how do we go about doing
right
that?
now, I'd say the best way to get a beast would be
break
either
into Ike's garage,
break into my garage, or go on eBay. I'd say were the two ways you can get it. All right, now Brian the Carpenter, Eric Intern, here it goes for the first Mystery Tackle Box Elite box that we're giving away. Name the other bait that John McGraw created that was a Bassmaster Classic winner.
I know it.
And should I name the category of bait, or should I name?
No, just leave it at that.
I think you're probably going to need to, but don't do it yet. Just hold on to the clue.
All right, so right now we might add a few more clues. Name the bait that John McGraw created that won a Bassmaster Classic in the mid to early 2000s. I'll give him a hint.
Right.
Name the bait that John McGraw created that won a Bassmaster Classic.
And
you will win an elite Mystery Tackle Box.
We have our first guess.
Oh wait, I'll throw one out there to you for you that too.
Okay.
Right. The signature color that you actually created for that one was Ike Special, right?
Ike Special was a signature color.
One of the best.
Milo's Special.
Yeah, one of the best swim.
Don't say it.
And
it's a great swim jig.
Yeah,
it's a great swim jig. It's a great skipping jig.
Yeah,
too.
Well, there you go. There's the category. We threw it out.
Duh.
And dude, I left it out there, and I was good.
I know. You
got a
were
guess?
Eric, what do we got?
We got a guess. I'm not sure if this is right, but we'll read it anyway. John McGraw created the mobile suppository for digging plastic out of your butt. It comes with rubber gloves and incense.
Man, I don't know if that's true or not, but it might be. Yuck.
Oh man,
I don't want to think about that image.
See, actually, Ike would actually have an FLW championship under his belt that same week.
Oh, we got it.
Oh my god,
we got a winner.
Oh, we have a winner already?
We have a winner.
All right, already?
Oh, that son of a gun.
I know.
That's not
I know,
possible.
And it's someone.
Well, you gave it up.
I said jig. I
know.
Somebody else guessed it
was
too.
bad.
Yeah.
All right, what do we
right
got?
after,
We
but
have a winner?
The answer
Yes?
is the man's stone jig.
Man Stone Jig! We have a winner!
Yep.
Who won it, E?
Joey Randall.
Joey Randall.
Joey Randall?
We like Joey Randall.
Yep, good friend of the show. Joey,
And
congratulations.
somebody else guessed it just behind him too. Creasy, I think it says.
Right.
Creasy just missed it. Okay, Joey, congratulations. You've got a Mystery Tackle Box Elite. You've got the box after we open it, so who knows what we're going to pick out of it.
You know what the coolest thing about the stone jig is? First sculpted head jig.
Sculpted?
Ever.
Not CAD design.
No, it was
hand
actually hand sculpted.
It had the ribs like a crawfish.
Yeah, it had the ridges on it.
Hand sculpted.
Right?
That's a neat story, isn't it?
Yeah, everybody else was like throwing like a little paint dot on there because this was what, like 2003,
early
2004,
2000s, early
2004,
2000s, yeah.
2005, right around there.
Earlier than that, because we had them made before that happened.
And
Yeah,
they were
thank you,
just they were putting little paint dots on there. They didn't even have like the eye, like the hologram.
No,
right?
up to
And we
that
actually
point, no
sculpted.
textured jigs.
Yeah,
no
there's
textured
nothing.
jigs.
So I
that was
actually,
first.
Yeah.
I actually found the replacement for that I use, and Revenge makes a jig similar to the stone jig.
They do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Boss-
Revenge.
Boss
They
makes
do.
a
Oh,
jig, too.
wait a minute, Dave. Thank you for saying that, Brian the Carpenter. Give me what you're gonna say, because I got another thing. You have anything? Okay. Real quick, we've got a special guest join us. Before we get to him, I've got a second trivia question. We're giving stuff away tonight.
Coming
Pete.
out of you tonight.
Brian, what are we giving away? What's our second thing that we're giving away tonight? Because I got another trivia question based off this last one. Give it to me real quick.
An Ike Live gift pack from all our sponsors.
Okay, we're going to do a Ike Live gift pack from all our sponsors, including TH Marine, Liquid Mayhem,
a new
Line
Traeger
Cutters.
grill.
Not a new Traeger grill, but if you can name, here's the question. Question number 2 for Ike Live gift pack. Here it goes. You ready? Name the jig that the stone jig. Name the jig that the man stone jig was based off of. The general concept that the man stone jig was based off of. Name that jig. Name the jig that it was.
I got a
the
couple
concept
guesses.
that it was based off. Don't say nothing, Dave.
Can I just give a quick story for? I know
Okay,
Wesley's
give
right
a
there.
quick story.
When they drained Alloway Lake, Brian and I walked the bank, walked what was drained, and we're the only ones out there that used this jig that's in question. Brian, did we or did we not find a carcass of it?
Ooh.
He ain't even looking. Look at it. He ain't even...
A carcass of the
Yeah,
original.
Did we find one? Dude, we found an actual carcass of one.
Wow.
By where the Cedar and Clearwater was cut off at.
Wow.
From one of us.
That's old school.
Yeah.
That's old school. That's crazy.
I still have stone jigs.
We need to get Strader on here, man.
I have no more. I lost my last one at the river. Yeah,
He's
they're not good
legitimately
rock
one of my
jigs.
favorite,
You know that.
yeah,
They're not very
right now.
friendly with
All
the
right,
rock.
here we
catch
go.
them,
All right,
Yeah.
here we go. Stop the chatter here, guys. Stop the chatter. We got somebody that needs to win a tournament tomorrow. Joining us live from a motel room somewhere in the Carolinas. We're going to find out if it's quality hotel like Holiday Inn Express or Hampton Inn, or if it's really low-class hotel like Red Roof Inn or Econo Lodge or Bobette.
The Bobette.
The Bobette Inn. We're going to find out what kind of hotel he's staying at. It should be an expensive hotel after what just happened last week. But joining us for the second or third time, Wesley's been on the show. Second time. Wesley's been on the show before. And I'm so proud of him and happy for him from last week. Recent winner of the Bass Elite event on Kentucky Lake, Wesley Strader. Everybody. What's up?
How's it going, guys?
All right, Wesley, right off the giddy. What kind of hotel you in? Come on, man.
Actually, me, Scott Suggs, Steve York, and Ross Rhodes, and my wife are rented a house here on the.
Oh, you're in a rental house.
They're ballers.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're big time now.
They are big time, man. If you're
No, it's not big time. My wife cooks. That cuts down on the expenses. She cooks, and everybody chips in for food, and everybody chips in on the house. So it's actually cheaper than staying in the hotel.
I like it. You're staying with Suggs. I like it, man. Suggs is the entertainment for the week. You hear him in the back. Wesley, first of all, congratulations, man. I can tell you, legitimately, it's funny, and I don't know how to say this because I don't want to disparage other elite winners. I don't want to make them look bad, but when you won, there was a legitimate outcry from other pros that said, fucking thank God Wesley won. And we're really, a lot of people were like, man, this is awesome. It's a big moment, even for the other guys. So congratulations, man.
Man, I appreciate it. Something's happened here. Hold on.
You turned your camera off.
That's all right, but we got a great picture of you.
Yeah.
There you go.
I got it. Sorry.
Put your hands behind your head.
You know, I don't know. What'd you say now? Because I lost it. Sorry.
No, I just said, like, it's funny. And the best way to describe it, I don't want to make other elite winners feel bad, but sometimes a guy wins an elite tournament and they're like, oh, great. He won again. He won. And you won, and guys are seriously like, oh, man, fucking awesome. Wesley won, you know. So that's that. How does that make you feel?
You know, I got so many text messages and people just walking up and congratulating me, and it makes you feel good because, you know, when you go as long as I have between wins, it's those don't come around every day, and to do it on my third try at the Elites was I don't know. I can't describe it, dude. It's just something I dreamed of as a kid, and it happened. I can't put it into words.
Yeah. Now, I want to start right with this question, and I don't know if you've been asked this before, but what impressed me about the win is that you fished off the cuff every day. You fished a moment every day. You rarely see that. The only other time I've seen that a lot is with Major League Fishing. You see that a lot with guys that do well there, is they're fishing by the seat of your pants. Was that a game plan for you last week, or how did you just fish the moment every day and just change every day?
Man, I just kind of knew what was getting ready to happen, you know, from living on the Tennessee River. I knew you had so many fishes in different stages. You had some spawning, post spawn, pre spawn. You just had all three of them. So you just had to kind of, I don't know. It's just, I saw what the water level was going to do. I saw that it was coming down. It was going to stabilize. And just from living on the river, I know what happens once that water stabilizes. They get more acclimated to, they're kind of spooky, a little bit spooky when that water's falling that hard. If they're spawning, and then once it stabilizes, they get kind of comfortable and they go back to doing what they're supposed to be doing, defending the bed or go back to feeding. So I just saw what was getting ready to happen. I knew and you said it before, Major League Fishing. Major League Fishing has helped me more than probably I could ever realize it does, because it lets me just be, like you said, just fish freely. Just if it looks good, pick it up and go do it. And if it don't work out, then it didn't work out.
Yeah, it was awesome. I watched it on live, and I was blown away how free you were fishing. And Pete, for guys that are hardcore fish heads, you understand the term fishing free. Just like, you're in tune to what's going on. And it's amazing to see it when it's happening. You're not locked into one thing. You're just you're fishing free.
And when Wes, great job, you saw the other guys get locked in.
Yeah.
And how you being able to adjust and change your patterns. You're fishing shad spawn one day, and the flipping bite goes away, and then you kept looking for it, and it came back, and the other, fishing free, fishing the moment was what helped you win that tournament. That was awesome to watch. But you flipped on the last day. The water kept falling and falling. That flipping bite sometimes goes away, but you kept looking for it.
No, it actually fell to 359.13, and it held. It would fluctuate about an inch up and down. So that's what kind of made that all, kind of go back to the way it should have been. But it was just like in practice. You had to do something every day with something different. Like one day, I caught them north one day, and then I just totally turned around and went back south again. And it was just adjusting every day to what was going on.
That's amazing. We got a lot of questions here about junk fishing. What's junk? Describe junk fishing in your opinion. What does that mean?
Junk fishing is not really I don't like to call it junk fishing. That's just, you have a handful of things that you do really, really well, and you apply them at the right time when they need to be applied. That's what junk fishing to me is.
Gotcha.
Good answer.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at junk fishing as definition in the Bass Dictionary, you see your picture and you see Swindle's picture side by side.
Who's prettier?
Well, whose picture's prettier is all I can say.
I don't know. Brian the Carpenter brought up something interesting. You told me earlier you watched live as well, and you saw Wesley building a spinnerbait live during live. Talk a little bit about that, because that's unusual. Most guys, they want their shit dialed in. They want it perfect. They want it on their deck laid out. And here you are building a spinnerbait during the day. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, it's just something I've been doing for a couple of years now. It's just, I don't carry a whole big 2 tackle boxes full of spinnerbaits. It takes me about a minute and a half to cut the blade. I'll cut the wire below the R bend. I slide one off onto the next arm. It takes me about a minute and a half, which is basically like retying your line. So, after I catch about 10 fish on a spinnerbait, or after it, it's 30 thousandths wire. That bangle blade's 30 thousandths wire. So you get about 8 or 9, 10 fish on it, you better cut it off and put you another one on, because it's going to break because it's so light of wire. So it's just something I do. I keep just different blades in the boat, and that way I don't have to carry 2 tackle boxes full of spinnerbaits. I can get to the lake. I have 5/8 and 3/8 ounce heads in the box, and when I get to the water, I'm like, well, that looks like a double willow. That looks like a Indiana Colorado. That looks like a double Colorado. And that way I got my blades in there, and I can make it up. It doesn't take me no time at all, and that way I don't have to carry all that stuff clanging and loose in the tackle box.
Nobody else does that.
It's awesome. I mean, that's consolidation.
Yeah,
that's
nobody else does
being efficient, That's awesome. Go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, I just when you were watching, well, you didn't get to watch, but after the fact, when Skeet and Zaldane teamed up to try to steal this win away from you, how'd that make you feel?
I really didn't know nothing about it, so until he said it on stage that they had been sharing information. So, but that's what buddies are for.
All right, now I want to let you know. I just had a little note come through, and this is interesting. That we've had recent winners of elite events on Ike Live a lot, so that's nothing new. But Wesley, you're the first guy we've ever had on the show that is actively leading a BASS event right now.
Wow.
Talk a little bit about that. I mean, this blows me away because I got to be honest with you. If I was leading an open or an elite or whatever, and a web show called me and it was like, hey man, we want you to come on. It's the night, the night of before the day that I can win this event. I'd be like, nah, dude, you got to put me on later. And you still came on. Thank you for doing that. That's unbelievable.
No problem.
But you're winning right now, Lake Norman. Is this momentum? Tell me a little bit about what's going on.
I can't explain it, dude. It's one of those things, is, like I said, when the sun's shining on you, just soak it in and hope that the clouds don't cover it up. Because, it's one of those deals. I got here, I had 7 hours of practice. I think I got here, what did I get here? Tuesday night at like 8 o'clock. And just so happened, dude, I rolled up and went to a place I've never been here before, and my first cast I caught a 6-pounder on that spinnerbait, and I said, right here's where I'm going to start, and that's where I've been fishing that ever since.
Wow. That's unbelievable. Man. Pete, how do you explain that, Pete? Come on. How do you explain that?
The only way I can explain it is we know this sport is between the ears.
Yeah.
Once you get to a certain level, all the guys are good spinnerbait, flipping, doing all the various things. And it's what takes place between the years that, and winning a tournament. I mean, you got to be feeling. I mean, do you feel confident when you're looking at the water differently, or when you come off of that win, Wes, or do you just feel the same now, or has that win changed you a little bit?
I still feel the same as I did. I'm just fishing like I always have. It's just, I don't know. It's just I'm at ease. You know what I mean? I'm just at ease and just kind of like, I don't. If I catch one, I catch one. If I don't, fine. I just.
I got $100,000. I don't care if I have to catch another.
No, come on. No.
Well, it's amazing. When we've seen this over and over, we've seen guys go on these tears where they win, 2, 3 tournaments in a row or in close proximity, and. Man, it seems. Well, let's talk about it. Do you feel like the pattern that you're on now is going to keep going for you, or how do you feel about what you're doing right now?
It's one of those things. I'm not getting I got 8 bites yesterday or 9 bites yesterday, and I got 8 bites today, and it really tests you, because I wanted to fish for an hour there today and never had a bite, and I've got my power poles down and I'm just making the same cast over and over and over again, and. You go an hour without a bite, and you're like, well, it's probably over with. And then all of a sudden you catch a 4-pounder, and then you catch a 3-pounder, and then, you set for another 30 minutes or 40 minutes, you don't get a bite, and then just you fire 2 more right quick. And so it's just something that if you just stay there long enough and just keep casting, and you don't get mentally distraught and want to take off running that Emerald around everywhere, you'll be fine. But I don't know if we've hammered on it too hard. There was another guy there with me today, and he stayed all day. I left at 10 o'clock, so hopefully it'll replenish tomorrow. But if it does, it does. If it don't, it don't. I got a little backup plan. Maybe I can, I think if I catch about 11 or 12 pounds tomorrow, I'd be in pretty good shape.
Wow.
Well, anybody that's able to make decisions on their feet right now, I think I'm going to have to go with Wesley.
I would too. And I'd love to see back-to-back wins. That would be amazing. Wesley, I want to jump back real quick to Kentucky Lake. We're going to be talking later in the show, in the third segment of the show tonight, we're going to be talking to Gene Gilliland from Bass about the Asian carp. Do you want to throw your opinion on the Asian carp situation that's going on in Kentucky Lake?
I don't really know what's going on. I mean, I know it can't be good, because here's the thing that I noticed, and let's just get the gorilla in the room, poke you with the stick, whatever we got to do. I noticed in practice that you either caught a keeper or you did not catch a fish. You didn't catch a lot of 10-inchers, 14. Yeah. Normally it's in the bushes. You catch 14-inchers like crazy.
Yeah.
You didn't catch a lot of 14-inchers. You didn't catch I mean, I could count literally on 2 hands in the 6 days or 7 days of the event how many non-keepers I caught on both hands. So
yeah,
it's definitely something's going on. I don't know if this the carp just aggravate them while they're up there in the bush. I don't know. I have no idea. I've never dealt with Asian carp until this tournament.
Yeah, it was interesting, and we're gonna talk to Gene later. We're gonna find out. You heard guys that said it's the end of the world. You heard other guys say it didn't matter. So hopefully we'll be able to dive into it.
Mike,
a
with
little
a
bit
carp like this, I will jump out of the water.
They did do a little bit of that.
I do think this is what I do think. I think the days of ledge fishing on Kentucky Lake are they're far and few between right now, because those carp, once those carp come off the bank, you saw it 3 or 4 years ago when we was there fishing. You could see them on the depth finder, and they're more numerous now. I don't know if you just can't effectively fish for the bass, or the carp just keep them run off. I don't know. I just think that's one area of the lake it's really going to hurt.
Do you foul hook them? I've never fished around them.
Yeah. Does
that happen, or do they bite? What
well,
do they do?
I can tell you this: the last day of the Elite Series there, I actually caught. There's 2 types of carp in there. There's the big head, or more than 2, but there's the big head, and then there's the Asian. The place I started on the last day where I've been catching them on the shad spawn, I actually caught one of those carp in the mouth of my crankbait. I don't know if it was just there and I run into his mouth, or he actually ate the crankbait, was up there feeding on shad. I have no idea, but I caught it in the mouth.
Wow, that's crazy.
Are they jumping out of the water?
Oh, they're jumping out of the water. They're jumping in boats. They're hitting people as they're driving the boats.
Right.
I mean, you cannot go anywhere without seeing them, Pete. I mean, from a foot of water to 20, 30 foot out in the ledges, they're everywhere.
Man, that's got to be scary in a tournament, because our boats go 80 miles an hour.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You get hit with a 10-pound carp, man, it's over.
Hey, Wesley, it's Dave. You wouldn't remember me. About 12 years ago, we had a conversation. You blew me off on Champlain. But that's cool. Listen, I knew you were good. I knew you were good back then, right? I'm not these guys that now acting like you just turned good. I knew you were good all along, man. I remember you back in the Everstart days, always placing. Did you have any of the Asian carp assault you during the event? Jump out of the water, try to attack you?
There was 2 instances where I don't know if y'all saw the video that Jason Christie posted, but I did actually see that once. Never had one jump in the boat. I had them hit the side of the boat.
Right.
But one time I saw probably 1,000 jumping at once. Just going nuts. It's the craziest thing I ever seen.
Wow. I didn't even know you would say that, though.
They're crazy.
I was just trying to work in. You ignored me. That's
all right, Wes. We've got one of our fans have chimed in on social media and wants to ask you. This is Steve Pellegrinus wants to know who's the guy with the yellow britches and who's the guy with the blue britches. That's from Steve Pellegrinus.
Well, I guess it'd be Skeet and me. I don't know.
Skeet's definitely the guy with the yellow britches.
You wear blue underwear?
No, mostly dark black.
Yeah, good choice,
dude. I gotta be honest with you. Speaking about that, I don't want to change topics, but it's true with underwear color, dude. I definitely have gone to almost all dark underwear.
Yeah,
because of the sharding incident. Yeah, the sharding incidents.
Yeah. You never know where you're gonna leave your skid mark. If you leave the black underwear, you're not gonna see it, but you leave them old tidy whities.
Oh yeah, dude. And it's bad. And I found I do it more when I'm fishing, right? Because like you're out there and you're concentrating, you're into what you're doing. And so you'll do the little, and it'll be a little shart in there, and you know what I mean, like, and you don't think about it as much. If you were out like in normal life, you'd be like, oh shit, I think I just shit, and you'd go to the bathroom and you'd wipe. But when you're fishing, you just leave it ride. You know,
you got to start fishing in swim trunks with wipes. You don't have any shart.
Just swim trunks.
Swim trunks, yeah.
What?
Wow.
You gotta have the wipes out on
Wesley,
the
it
boat.
works. You didn't listen to me 12 years ago. You listen to me now. It works, man.
Wow, I don't believe it, Dave. Eric,
hey, I got a question.
Yeah, shoot.
You're talking about I get this question all the time. What are you doing? You got Bass Live on you, Bassmaster Live, and you got to go. What are you doing? People want to know.
I go.
You just go?
I go.
Tell the cameraman just go wide on the shot.
Just kind of swing around there the other way. I gotta go right now.
What do you do about the what about the spectator boats? Do you give them fair warning, or you just
right?
Good one.
I'm like, hey boys, turn your head. This is nature. We gotta get it out of here. We gotta go.
You know, you say that Hobie kayak. Let me tell you right now. You sit up on the front of your seat. If you have shorts on, you just slide it right out. You can pee right into where the footwell is.
Right.
It goes right into the water.
Right.
There's no
right.
standing up. There's no embarrassment. It looks like you're just having a problem with your knee.
That's right. All right, Wes, we're not going to keep you all night. Honestly, you've got a tournament to win tomorrow. We all honestly hope you win tomorrow. So, of course, you know, all our Ike Live guests, we've got this segment that we always do, and it's the Ike Live trivia questions, hot topic questions for the night.
Fire.
And rapid fire. And we're going to hit you with it tonight. And we've got 5 questions we're going to ask you. And this is big because if you win, we have a really special Ike Live gift for you tonight that we're going to send you.
Really?
If you lose, then just a wash. You don't get anything, but it's all good. And here they go. And you've got 5 questions. And these are questions related to the Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh boy.
Is that you?
The Beverly Hillbillies. Question number 1. In the Beverly Hills mansion of the Beverly Hillbillies, what room was called the fancy eating room? A, formal dining room, B, the billiard room, C, the outdoor patio, or D, none of the above?
None of the above.
The answer is A.
Yeah.
The formal dining room. Hey, formal dining room.
Come on, dude.
That's okay. No,
Yeah,
keep going.
Ma would be like, the Ma called it that, dude.
Right. Question number 2. In the Beverly Hillbillies, what did the Clampetts call pot passers? Pot passers. Did they call pot passers fireplace utensils, barbecue utensils, pool cues, or all of the above?
Oh, pot passers. Pool cues.
That's correct! Wow! Pool cues!
I didn't know that,
Correct! Correct.
Why is that a pot pass?
I don't know.
I didn't know
That's
that.
what they call pot passers. All right, hold on.
You have a coffee pot
3
on the fire.
more. By the
and you
way,
stick in there.
we've already changed the rules.
What it was.
If you get 3 of the 5, Wes,
What's
you
that?
win. And like Live had. We've already changed the rules. All right, so you're 1 for 1. Question number 3. In the Beverly Hillbillies, what did the Clampetts call a polecat? A, a stray dog. B, a skunk. C, sneaky people. Or D, salesman. Pete, you know that?
I know the answer.
You know the answer? All right.
Golly bum, I know this. I can't remember.
I'll say it again. Wes, what did the Clampetts call a polecat? A stray dog, a skunk, sneaky people, or salesman?
Salesman.
Pete?
C, sneaky people.
Sneaky people is the correct answer. Sneaky people.
Man. Come on, Wesley.
Sneaky people. That's all right. Pete knew the answer to that one. All right. Yeah, okay, 2 more questions. If you get both right, Wes, you're not only going to win an Ike Live hat, but you will win Lake Norman tomorrow. This is an easy one. This is the easiest one out of the 5. Where in the Beverly Hillbillies, where did the Clampett money come from? A, inheritance. B, oil discovery. C,
He got it.
He got it. Oil discovery.
Earl. Is that, he didn't say oil. What did he say?
Is it Earl?
Earl.
He said Earl.
Earl. And that's actually right, because if he would have said oil, it would have been wrong. It's Earl.
And there were 2 other answers would have been right, too. Black gold or Texas tea.
Texas tea. That's right. All right. Last question. And this is probably the toughest of the 5. But, man, you're on a roll. Keep it going, Wes. Here it goes. In the Beverly Hillbillies, who did Miss Hathaway have a crush on?
Oh, I know that.
Oh, it's easy. It's easy.
Hold on.
Let him get it.
Hold on.
Let him get it.
Got it right.
Jed, Mrs. Drysdale, Jethro, or Sonny?
Jethro.
Jethro's right!
That's right.
And Wesley gets it. 3 of the 5. Correct.
She wanted Jethro's mule, dude.
Jethro's mule. She wanted that big mule.
Ike Live hat,
Yeah.
and
That's right.
officially
The,
win the
the
tournament.
double knot spy.
Nah.
Well, this is the biggest prediction we ever made. Not only do you get, Brian the Carpenter or Eric the Intern is going to send you an Ike Live hat, but this means you're going to win Lake Norman tomorrow. Congratulations!
Yes!
Yeah.
The champ.
Wow, the champ!
Champ.
Another blue trophy.
Damn it,
Two-time
another
champ.
trophy. God, it's unbelievable, man.
More trophies than wristwatches.
That's why we're drinking Bud Light.
That's why we're drinking Bud Light.
Yeah.
In honor of the
Wesley,
blue.
can you become a
There
part
you
of
go.
the Ike Live Crew so we can drink some of the Bud Light?
We need more money in here.
Yeah, we need some whiskey up in here, dude.
Our beer choices went way down in the last
we had like
couple
a
months.
sip of whiskey and we all Bud Light all over the place.
All my finishes have been 80 or lower, so you see the blue cans popped out.
The blue trophy.
Yeah.
That's
Wesley
why,
comes
that's
on.
why Pete's wearing a blue shirt.
All of a sudden, there's T-bones on that Traeger grill instead of goddamn Polish freaking hot dogs, dude.
Polish hot dogs.
Oh, man. Wes, once again, man, thank you for joining us. Congratulations last week. And, dude, good luck tomorrow. Seriously, honestly, good luck tomorrow. We're going to be rooting for you. We're all going to be watching. The Bassmaster Open blog absolutely sucks, but we're going to be watching, and we're going to be tuning in and hoping they keep up with you. And we hope you go for the win tomorrow, Wes.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on the show. And, hey, don't stutter.
Sounds good. Wesley Strader, everybody.
Wes. Good luck, Wes.
Thanks, guys.
Congrats.
Thank you, champ.
Brian, you gave me a funny look when I said the Bassmaster Open blog sucks. It does.
I don't know.
Do you not
anything
agree?
about it.
Do you not follow it?
No, I don't.
No,
I was
it's
working.
funny because you watch the elites, and the blog and the bass track and the live is so good there, and then you get to the opens, and they like make a post like every fourth hour.
Yeah, there's no resources dedicated to
No, but there should be.
They don't have
There should be.
You're right. They're not committing resources. They don't have them. But
Yeah.
you're
That's
right.
'cause
I want to know who's winning. I want the
Dude,
same
why
bass
why
tracks.
aren't they committing the
want that.
resources?
That's because
Why-
Ronnie Moore was filming with Mark Zona.
Yeah, I don't know though. Why aren't they committing the resources? They're getting
Ronnie, we need you,
180
Ronnie.
They're getting 180 guys at these events. The fields have never been
Because
bigger.
Wesley Strader isn't always leading it. Sometimes
but it's still.
Sometimes you
I
got
don't
Chip.
think that
Sometimes
matters.
you got Chip Kobanski leading the
they
guy.
should still
What's
be
more
on.
important than
They
that?
should still be on
the
Chip.
next guy. The next guy.
Because nobody's reading about that guy.
Man, I'm watching. I watch those standings change, and
We
I
need
wish
you,
they
Ronnie
had more
Moore.
coverage. I like it. By the way, Wesley's one of the Bass University instructors. You got to watch his classes on river fishing. He's an amazing instructor.
Use the promo code Ike Live. 30 free days.
You get like
at
a
Bass
million days
University.
free, and you watch it forever, yo.
Wesley's one of the good ones. He
No
does,
doubt.
He does
He
an
is
amazing
good.
job.
He does a really good job. Yeah.
I wish I was born in East Tennessee instead of goddamn New Jersey. I'll tell you
Hey,
that.
relax.
A lot more fishing.
I would live longer, and I have cooler blood, smoother.
Well, John's
Pay
got
less
relatives in
taxes.
West
He's an
Virginia.
assassin.
John's
not a New Jersey guy.
Tennessee.
East Tennessee,
East
West
Yeah,
Virginia,
John's not a New
right?
Jersey guy.
Yeah, Jefferson City, I guess it is, or Johnson City is.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what?
Oh, John's so
I
cool.
wanted
All
to
we do
ask
is make fun
and
of
I
him,
forgot.
Dave.
Doggone it. I wanted to find out about the classic.
Call him back.
What he
you
knows
say?
about that river up there in
Oh,
Knoxville.
yeah.
Hold on,
That
what
would've
did you
We
say,
might have been
Brian?
breaking rules, though.
I said, you said John's so cool. All we do is make fun of him.
I didn't say John, I said Wesley Strader's cool.
Oh, okay.
John's not cool.
I'm not cool.
All right.
You guys cropped me out
right,
for like
listen.
half that freaking interview. How cool am I?
We cropped John out. We cropped him out. We cropped John
Hold on,
out.
now Brian's making adjustments.
Oh, now he's
Hold on,
now.
now
There you
John's-
go. He's putting it
There,
back
John,
in. The,
you're
there you go,
prominent
John.
Had
now,
nothing to
John.
do with that. It
You're
was
not
Eric's
John.
intern over there zooming in on Dave, man.
Eric, I guarantee
his man
I
crush.
guarantee Eric's on his phone right now. Hold on, look.
Yeah, Eric's
Brian left. Eric's on his phone.
Eric's
Yeah,
on
Mike.
his phone right now.
So
Get off
I
that phone.
so I cut my first video that I think we're gonna put on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Eric, does your dad watch the show?
Sometimes.
How about tonight?
Probably not tonight.
How about right now?
Probably
So
not.
you're saying
Probably
probably
good
not
idea.
tonight.
What are you about to say? What are you about
I'm
to
not
say?
gonna totally put you out there. I'm just asking if your dad's watching the show tonight.
That's beside the point.
All right.
What are you gonna say?
So I shoot this my first YouTube video that I don't know how to film on this
With
kayak.
horrible audio.
I bring it
because
over. We're supposed to make this video that we can laugh at on Like Loud. I'm volunteering myself to be laughed at.
Yeah.
Like I set time to go over to this guy's dorm room to go sit. First off, you go into his college house, It smells like
Beer?
No.
Smells like a
no.
teak house.
No, it smells like a gutter burped.
There's 5 other
that's
guys.
fine.
There's 5 other guys living in this house. Just to clarify.
4 other. I'm all right with
4
that.
other. There was 5.
But I go over there. He's completely. Your dad's not watching, right, Eric?
He's
Come on,
watching.
you,
All right,
you gonna
he's
hear
not
me out?
watching. I didn't get his full attention. All right. I wind up sitting there, giving him my chips. He's supposed to show me how to do this stuff. I wind up watching videos of him fishing all day long. and he show the video of his boat flipping a 5-pounder. He's making it dance. Like he's not even showing me what to do. I
What
took
are you
my time
talking
to come
about?
out
That's
there.
that's not at all how it went down.
Eric, I'm
That's
about
just
to put you
lies.
out trying.
Just lies.
For the
In
record,
case your dad's watching, I'm trying to curb this, my friend.
Eddie.
So you'd be best to not say nothing.
Eddie.
my point is, I will never rely on someone else for the editing thing. I went over there.
Right.
Big E was supposed to set me up. He plays this video, makes me look like a goddamn buffoon on it. 60 seconds of me being a buffoon.
Dude, we couldn't
Like,
use
there was
any
a
of the
whole lot
video
of
because
video.
the audio
I would
was
never rely on
terrible.
someone else. It's the same thing. When you want something done, you do it yourself.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn the editing thing.
I taught you.
Let me
Yeah,
jump
let
in
Eric.
real quick. Speaking of video, can we watch? Do we have Dave?
We
video
have
to
Dave. We have something
I
of
think we
Dave's
need to watch.
right
Does
here.
Does it
to
have a
watch.
little bit of the BG in it?
And laugh out.
Does it have the
you ready,
BG?
You ready to see? This is Dave's creation.
Okay, let's
This is Eric
see. All right, so here we
buffooning me.
Here we
Eric,
go.
I'm probably going to go live
Here
on
we go.
you.
This is the premiere. We're gonna for all the Ike Live fans watching and listening
So
right
he was
now.
recording everything that you were like.
This
"Nah,
is
I
the
brought him a chip.
premiere.
And he edited it and made me look like a buffoon.
No, I don't
Yeah,
think so. This
you
is. I think
record
this
it
is going to be.
and
All
great.
I could
This
use
is gonna
was
be
the
great
minute.
content
Dave,
right
if you let me
Come on.
talk, all I could use was the minute clip because all the audio was so bad. You
Oh,
don't
the audio
remember?
was
What are you
bad. All
talking about?
Text
All
your
right,
dad
here
now
we
and
go.
tell
Eric,
him to turn off.
Let's let it fly.
What
Here we
we
go.
got
For the
this. Hang on.
television premiere.
All right, the television premiere.
One more thing.
Here it goes.
Yeah.
Here it goes. The television
Yeah,
premiere
we're gonna
of
die.
Dave
Can I
Brodzik filming fishing
I'm
video.
going to take my headset off.
Come on, let's go.
If for some reason I start making real bad decisions, or I think it's a good idea at 9 in the morning to start drinking beer or do other things that you shouldn't do while you're on the water, like not wear your PFD, use foul, filthy innuendo. Because I've had this feeling like all day long that I'm not by myself, and that Brian's ghost actually is hanging around. There he is.
Brian's ghost!
Suggestions.
There he goes.
Or I start following things that I shouldn't be doing. It's
Why is he
because this
shaking?
guy's here. Let's drink some whiskey.
Why is he shaking?
What the sticky?
He had said some stuff. You would rub that.
Hang on.
Wait a minute. Finally, a fish catch. Dave, I think I gotta tell you, with or without Eric's help, I gotta tell you that was amazing.
Hold on,
first video.
That's edited from what I saw.
Oh,
I was a buffoon on another video.
That's edited down.
All right, Eric, your dad's safe. He don't have to hear about it.
That's what I thought.
Damn.
That's what I thought.
Wow. The great thing about it,
My
Pete,
heart's
is we
freaking hurting
never,
right now.
we never actually saw
Brian's
the,
ghost?
the apparition, the vapor, the spirit.
We saw
We
that.
got to see it.
Yeah.
That's Brian's ghost.
For those of us affected by Brian's ghost when we need to make the right decision versus the wrong one, that's what's hanging over our shoulder.
always trying to push you to the wrong decision.
Pulling you to staying out instead of going home to your
Yeah.
family and tucking your
Oh, grow up.
Drink
Drinking,
whiskey.
smoking, drinking, smoking,
Yeah.
poking.
All those extra ones in your pocket, they don't belong there.
Give them away.
They got to be given away.
You don't need those
away
ones.
at breakneck speed.
Get rid of them.
Oh, you missed out.
Hold on.
100 people just tuned out to get Brian's ghost.
Yeah. So Becky, can you rate? Becky hates Brian's ghost, by the way.
You know what the funny thing is, Becky? Is I have a whole portfolio of Brian's ghosts.
So John, for
digitally.
So, those of you don't know, John is utterly responsible. John, can you get Gollum, Brian's Gollum?
That's right there, dude.
So John is utterly responsible
We got
for
it over
Brian's
there?
ghost.
I got a handful of them.
John, the artist, can you give me that?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Becky, stop with Brian's ghost.
Oh, this is a basement thing, man.
So John McGraw, in his artistic genius, is the one who made Brian's ghost.
That's a 3D printed Brian's ghost.
Oh, his head's turned around. Hold on.
Yeah.
What is that noise? Stop doing that, Mike. I'm gonna shut the damn show off.
All right, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Wow.
So John, in his artistic ability, was able to make a bobblehead of Brian, and he made like a 1995 version of Brian.
Brian.
With
A
like
younger
dyed
Brian.
tips and goatee.
Yeah.
And, yeah. But anyway, that's Brian's ghost
I'm
right
gonna,
there. John McGraw, everybody.
If we're gonna continue, I'm gonna need some whiskey.
No, we're done with Brian. So you're going to support Becky with the Brian's ghost?
I didn't
All
even
right,
say
Brian
anything.
Carpenter, let's do two things. First, Eric the intern, have we had an answer to the second trivia question? What jig was the man stone jig designed by John McGraw? What jig was the man stone jig designed off of? Based off of? Do we have an answer? Do we have
Someone
an answer?
said,
I have an answer right here.
No.
Someone
you're not
said a
gonna-
Sixth Sense lore, but I don't think that's right.
Sixth Sense
Oh,
lore is
get out
incorrect.
with the Sixth Sense.
Out.
That is incorrect. Pete wrote Bulldog down. That is
Really?
incorrect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
God.
we haven't had a correct
Okay,
answer.
once again, everybody watching and listening, we're going to get ready to take a break,
Bulldog
but
had
think
the
about
pointy
this.
nose.
But Mike,
Wait,
outside of this room and Delfonso, no one else would know that answer.
Well, if you,
All right.
I think they would. If you look at the man stone jig.
Give him a hint.
Okay.
I got a
Mike,
hint.
what did they make?
I got a hint. I got a
What
hint.
did they make with it?
Okay.
No, I got a hint.
All right, John, what's your hint?
It was made in conjunction with the Cotton Cornell Company.
Cotton Cornell.
Cotton
Company.
Cornell?
Okay.
That's not gonna
Cotton
help.
Cornell.
That's not gonna help.
No, I'm
yo.
just saying.
Can I give the hint what will help, and it will be very vague?
Okay.
Cotton Cornell.
All right. One time on a Bassmaster show,
Oh,
a very hokey, horrible
look at Stella.
sell for it. Somebody talked about. So this company was made by this lure was made by the same company. The guy talked about spraying his eyelids with it.
What?
To make his lure
that's
flow
a good
better.
one.
Yes.
Yeah,
thank
that
you.
is a really good one.
Thank you.
I didn't
Same
see that
company
one.
that made this particular crawl scent that this guy claimed he
Yeah.
sprayed his eyelids with, which didn't work, was made by the lure that the
Ooh,
stone jig
good
was
guess.
modeled after.
Wow.
Good guess.
Thank
Good-
you.
good
Wow,
hint.
that one
Good
goes
hint.
Thank
back.
you. Yes, thank you.
Dude,
Wow.
I know.
that's,
Come on.
that's
You,
love
what do you
right
think? I
there,
just
man.
come here
All
to
right,
drink
But
beer?
you know the
Yeah.
yeah, Cotton
Listen.
Cornell?
Once again,
Come
listen.
on, it's the same
The
company.
second trivia question
It
tonight
is.
for a winner of an Ike Live prize package, including Real Snot and Liquid Mayhem and Line Cutters. Name the jig that the man stone jig, designed by John McGraw, was based off of. Name the jig that the man stone jig was designed
inspired
off.
by.
If you are a collector, I still have about 12 of them.
Oh, yeah, I have a bunch of them, too.
I don't have a bunch. I have 12 that are
Eric-
legit.
Eric
a bunch.
G, you
That's
are
a
not
bunch.
eligible to win this contest.
Not eligible.
Eric G.
Eric G, you're not eligible.
He wins everything.
Okay, Brian DeCarver, you want to take a little break?
Yes.
Okay, let's do this. Hang in there with us. We're going to take a little pee break. We're going to refresh our beverages. We hope you're having a wonderful Friday night. If you're going out tonight, be safe. I'm glad you're watching. Hang in there with us when we come back. Very special surprise guest, Kevin Van Jam. Kevin Van Dam, Gene Gilliland joins us in the second and third segment of Ike Live. Hang in there with us. We'll be right back.
I got a surprise for you. You gotta come out.
I'm respooling my reels, baby.
Oh, hush.
Come on.
Watch your step. Whoa, watch your step there. Come on. Get them closed.
I got them closed.
No peeking.
Stop holding my arm so tight.
Oh, all right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Surprise!
Oh, yes.
Yes! Woo!
Is everything everywhere? Oh, yes, yes.
Wait,
yes, yes.
no.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh. Yeah.
No, baby, go back.
Look, 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 look. Oh, oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, but baby, look. I got you a boat.
Mystery Tackle Box is the perfect gift for the fishing fanatic in your life. It's a monthly box filled with some of the most innovative fishing gear on the market, hand-selected by industry professionals. Check out all the different options available at mysterytacklebox.com.
Hey everybody, Mike Iaconelli here. I love fishing this time of the year. It's cold, it's winter, it's snowing, but if you want to prevent the buildup of ice, use Real Snot. Every time I'm fishing this time of the year, I put a couple squirts on all my guides, especially the tip, before I start casting. Try that tip when you're fishing under these cold conditions, and you're going to catch more fish. See you later.
There's a special place in our hearts for the tools of the trade. They're what we prep for a good day on the water. They're what we clean after a good day in the field. Flambeau's patented Z-Rust technology protects the gear of today from rust and corrosion. Z-Rust for the performance of tomorrow. Preserve, perform, repeat.
You work hard to catch your fish. TH Marine has 2 products to ensure your fish survive. The Oxygenator injects 100% pure oxygen into your live well. That increases fish survival by 35%. For the perfect combo, add G-Juice Live Well treatment. It calms fish, stops bleeding, removes ammonia, and replaces slime coat. Get an Oxygenator and G-Juice and keep your fish alive.
Real Snot. Been out on this pond for about an hour now. Haven't had a whole lot of luck. We've had a couple blow-ups, but not getting a lot. So we thought we would try the new Java product on this frog on the top water. It works great on jigs and other plastics, but we've noticed that when we do use it on top water, we get a trail in the water, the scent's in the water, and we're getting a lot more bites. So we're gonna spray some Java all over the frog. Apply from Real Snot to the braid, get it nice and wet, and then as I reel it in, it's gonna work its way through it. Okay, so now we got that scent in the water, and then we got the frog all juiced up with some Real Snot Java. Let's see what happens here. There's one, there's one. So as you can see, that scent got around in this little area, this little pocket we're fishing, and sure enough, one came up and nailed it. Small one, albeit, but hadn't caught anything since we've been here for about an hour, hour and 10 minutes now. There's one. That's a good one too. That's a good one. Much better. Good little guy. Threw my frog. Man, they love this stuff. Right through the nose.
This time of year, I definitely recommend putting a little bit of this on your soft plastics too. There he is. Another one. Next cast. And that would be number 6. I'm addicted. I'll admit it. I'm straight addicted.
This might be bigger. You think so? Yeah. Feels bigger. I haven't even seen this thing yet. It doesn't want to come up. Don't break me off the rocks. Oh, it's a... Oh! 27 inches. He caught it. 28. Oh my god, that's such a healthy fish. Look at this size. Put a little liquid mayhem on your crappie jig, and look where the stripers get it. You can't even see it, man. That might be a keeper.
Four and a half inch drop shot worm, Bama bug. Finesse jig, PB&J, give me something hard. Hey, KVD here. I didn't always know this much about fishing. 4-aught EWG worm hook. In fact, there was a time when I couldn't tell the difference between a jerkbait and a stickbait. But then I signed up for Mystery Tackle Box, the original monthly tackle subscription. And now I know more about fishing than I do about calculus.
And he knows a lot about calculus.
Plus, I get amazing extras like free fishing magazines. October 2016, Featured article, 4 places to throw a frog. Exclusive decals. Zombie bass. And how-to videos for all the great baits I receive. How to tune a crankbait. Is that underwater footage I smell?
I got goosebumps.
So if you're looking to develop enhanced fishing abilities like me, or you just like getting new tackle every month, go to mysterytacklebox.com and get your box today. Ooh, live minnows. Is it lunchtime already? Nature's candy. Oh. Is he in my pocket?
Folks at home, welcome back to Ike Live. Thanks for hanging in there with us. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday night. I know I am. This is a good Friday night. Dude, it feels like a little bit of a reunion going on here tonight, Dave.
I would
John
not be in the
McGraw.
same room with all of us.
No.
Pete, look on his phone.
I know.
You,
Yeah.
him. And
This is nice.
And Eric.
Me and Brian have had this conversation before. The nice thing about this show is, you know, as you get older, you know, you get busy. You know, you have family, you have work, you have all these things going on. The great thing about Ike Live is that it gives us a great excuse to hang out, which I love. It doesn't feel like work. It's really nice.
Well, like
it's fun.
Like I think about, I'm a constant lottery player, right? I play the same numbers. I'm the one guys that gets it 21 days in advance. I let the tickets ride.
Yeah.
Like I see
you. Talk to Plockins?
Have you ever won?
No, of course not. I see you. I see you because of the show. Because you're a real busy guy. I see Brian because of the show, but I never get to see this dude.
It's nice.
You know, like
it's awesome.
But when I think about winning the lottery, I think about all of us. I think about getting to hang out with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like because we never get to see each other, man. You know?
It's nice. It's nice. I think back to a lot of the fishing experiences we've had with John. But dude, and there's so many good memories, Pete. You close your eyes and you can remember fishing with your friends, fishing with your buddies, and you can remember exact moments of when you went fishing with them. And I have so many with all of us, with you, with Dave, with Brian, with Eric, and with John. I have a lot, but there's one that sticks in my head and I'm gonna take you back, John and Brian the Carpenter, listening, because I think you were there. Dave, I don't know if you were there. Maybe Rick King, I feel like might have been there. I don't remember.
Rest in peace.
But we were at rest in peace.
How's that funny?
We were at Almanesson Lake, and this is an early trip with John McGraw. This is when John had fished as a kid, but he wasn't into it.
Didn't fish a lot. I remember this.
Yeah, he didn't fish a lot.
I know what you're
he wasn't into it like we were.
It was me, you, and Brian.
Yeah, me and Brian, and we went to Almanesson Lake, Pete, and we're wading around. And at the time, it was like Texas rig worm, you know, like a culprit. It was floating worm.
Oh yeah. No, it was wacky rig, bro.
With the weight and
wacky rigging. And this is
split shot.
Yo,
yeah.
Color selector creme worm.
Color selector.
That's what time it was.
The color selector, in particular, the cream or creme orange.
Yeah, orange.
Orange.
Marmalade.
So it's like a methylate trick worm.
Yeah,
back in the day. And I remember, you know, John's still getting used to it. He doesn't know. He's tying it on. He's trying to get the feel for it.
We went to freaking Kmart and got a Team Daiwa freaking spinning rod.
And we switched the price tag on it and got it for like...
No, you didn't.
Oh, yeah, we did.
I was Bradley Security at the time. We didn't do that.
And
your mom dropped us off. We met up at the freaking Wendy's. It's like, oh, yeah, Mom, we're going to meet you over there.
Hold on. A quick digression. I'm sorry, people watch. When we would get those horrible lightning strike power outages, Brian would be like, yo, dude, me and Tom are on our way to Kmart. There's no power. I swear to God, never going to clip that joint, dude. Brian, do you remember doing that? You liar. You freaking liar, shaking mouth.
Brian's ghost. Let's hear from Brian's ghost on what happened when Kmart had a power outage.
Hey, Dave. The power's off. Let's go. Get your backpack empty. We're going to fill it up.
Regulators, we ride.
Regulators.
Saddle up.
And so we're at Almanesson, and I feel like we've all caught a couple, 2 or 3 at this point, and John's still throwing his orange worm around. Dude, I vividly remember we're like wading through people's yards. We're probably like at Forcheck's house.
Yeah.
And you know we're at
Forcheck.
We're in Derek's yard. And freaking John, I remember, like, thinks he's snagged or something. You know, he thinks he's snagged. He's like, I'm hung up on something, or I'm hung up. And we all kind of stop and look. And Pete, we look out there and we see his rod moving, but he doesn't know he's going to
I don't even know any better.
And dude, we look out there on the horizon, maybe 20, 30 feet out there, and this big one, dude, like a 4, 5, 6. I imagine it being a 6-pounder. Jumps and like throws the orange worm, and this look on John's face of like, what just happened? Dude,
I didn't even know. I never even knew I had.
But it hooked him.
Never forget it.
It hooked him right there.
It hooked him.
Yeah.
It had to.
Dude, that was like the best time. And the funniest thing is like, everybody talks about like Mike and the passion and everything else. Mike ran like 50 feet, jumped on Brian's back, and knocked him on the freaking ground. Right? Right? Was like, ah! Did you just see that? We're gonna come back 20 years and talk about that exact moment.
I remember that.
Yeah, it did.
It really happened.
And there's goose shit all over the freaking ground.
Oh, yeah, you're rolling
and
in
you're
the
rolling
goose
it.
Dude, how much disregard did we have for private property?
All of it.
We had no regard.
We didn't
Private
even know.
Schmivit.
Pete, did you have any regard for private property when you were a young angler?
Man, I was different from you guys. I knocked on the door.
Ask the homeowner.
Mr. and Mrs. Jones, may I please fish in your farm pond? They're like, well, yes, Mr. Glue. Go right ahead.
If you didn't have overhang, that meant you were inviting us to stand on your land and fish, dude. We still don't.
Mike, just know that I'm keeping your spirit alive today because
That's
I
right.
have no regard either.
That's right.
Mike, I had a chance to fish with these two.
Yeah.
In the back.
Yeah.
Recently.
He did.
And Brian brought the Brian Jinx.
Wow.
Right from the get-go.
Wow.
He didn't even get on the water.
There's no Brian Jinx.
I'd say not every time. I'd say 70% of the time there's a Brian Jinx.
Really? No, not for me, dude.
50,
You have the greatest line in the world.
What's that?
You would rob a bank with Mike, but you would not drive by a bank with stock.
That's true. No, that's true. Did I say that? All right. Well, I mean that, but I don't mean it with fishing. All right.
I run my.
I've had the best days of my life on the water with Brian, and you. I've had my best days of my life.
I've had some really good ones, and I've had some really bad ones.
I still wouldn't rob a bank with him because he'd find a way to leave his license at the goddamn place or something. You know what I mean? Like he would have a license that he lost, that he didn't know he lost.
He'd leave his keys,
but it'd be attached to the bottom of his work boot, and that'd be the boot we robbed the place in. He'd leave that goddamn thing right there.
Dude, I took my boat out for the first time. I got 10 hours. I ran it through 4-foot waves. I did everything to try to break it so I could be ready to take out some on-water training customers, and I got these two in the boat, and I hit the key, and nothing works. It's all gone.
How much did he touch that? I said I am
we
half
fished
owner.
on the trolling motor all day.
I am half owner of the 8-fish Delaware River record with Brian. Half owner. But I've also been half owner of some of the worst. So how much of your boat did he touch that day when it died?
Well,
I didn't.
He's just his ass in the seat, pretty much. but the greatest thing happened while we were fishing that day. We're coming up into this cove, and it's one of the best docks in the cove for pre-spawners, and it's got a floating section with some stairs, and Brian proceeds to try to skip a jig, and it hits everything but the water. It hits the floating section, ricochets off the walkway, hits square right on the dock.
What?
And of course he's got this massive backlash. So he's digging out his backlash, and of course when he does this cast, he just gives you like the dumb look, like the slouch look.
Yeah.
So he's digging out his backlash, and he gets it all out, and he's regrouping. He reels it up, and now the jig has now hung itself on the bottom or something. And as he's reeling up, he's trying to free it out of a 5-pounder's mouth, which he does
successfully.
Wow.
Hold on, if I may.
Yeah, Brian.
In my defense, so I'm flipping with a 7-foot rod all day, and Pete says, "Here, try this one." New casting rods that he's got. So this one's 7.3. And you know when you go to a different rod, right? So I'm trying to flip, underneath the dock in between, and it hits the floater, hits that dock, boom, blows up the reel. So I stepped off of Pete's boat onto the floater, picking the backlash out. As I get it all out, I start to reel it up, and the line's like caught on the wood on the dock, so there's tension, and I couldn't tell that I was slowly winding a 5-pounder up off the bottom.
Oh my God.
Until he got just about to the top, and he was like, "Ah, dude." I was like, and it's all on video. I don't know what E-Rock did with it, but we do have.
That was awesome.
For those of you that watch these videos that get put together, Brian is actually probably the 3rd best angler in this room. Just so you know, he's not like a scrub. Like, he doesn't always F up, but it's the way he gets these things get edited. You know.
But I had an epiphany or a euphoric moment. That Ultrex, I got, I upgraded some things on the boat. Unbelievable.
The Minn Kota Ultrex.
Spotlock. Ultrex? What are you talking about?
Spotlock. Trolling motor. And, for what I'm doing with training and stuff, I can sit back, let my guys up in the front, and I can just remote control the boat right through marinas and pilings, and so they don't have to worry about the motor. They can concentrate on their casting and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It's like an iRumba for a bass boat.
It's exactly what it's like.
Next time, let us kayak guys know we can tune out for a second.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. The Spotlock, like 30-mile-an-hour
it's game
winds,
changing.
fishing some of them jetties in the pre-spawn, and you got the current coming out of the Susquehanna and the wind. You just spotlock it.
Yep.
And it just sticks the boat right there. It's pretty amazing.
It's game changer. I've heard a lot. Guys are saying, is the Spotlock going to replace or take over for any of your power poles or talons? And I'll give you my opinion on it, which is no.
No.
Because I think the Spotlock is an amazing feature. It's a great feature when you're fishing deep. It's a great feature, when you're not fishing up close and personal, when you want to stop the boat. But, dude, the thing that I have with Spotlock is, that motor's constantly turning on and off to readjust to keep its position. It's constantly turning on and off. When I'm in a shallow water situation, I'd still rather have them power poles that just
hell yeah, you're in the mouth of Occoquan Creek in June. You're not going to you're going to put the poles down.
Yeah, and there's none of that constant movement, blowing, it's just one stop.
That's the next level of kayaking I got to get to is getting a pole on the back of that thing. It's critical. I got to get a pole.
So I got one question for the whole Spotlock thing. Is that there's an audible sound that goes with the servo that's actually moving the actual head of the and you can really hear it.
You can. It sounds like an iRumba.
Oh, they did some stuff with that where you above water, it's a lot more prevalent than below water.
Okay.
The motor, because you hit it and you hear it, but yeah, there's underwater. I don't know if it's quite as loud as what we're hearing as the operator.
But even still, just to stay parallel to a bank that you're bombing ahead of, man, it's got to be killer. It's got to be killer for you as a guide to be able to sit in your seat and just steer dudes along, man.
You sit there and you deal with stuff where you got to, you might have to rig a rod or you might have to teach somebody a little something, and you can just spot lock it. Let one guy fish, control the other scenarios. It's I'm telling you right now, man, it's a game changer for what I'm doing.
Speaking of game changers, let's look at this video here.
This
real
is
quick.
after the cast.
Look at
Eric it already happened.
Somebody again.
This could be a real game-changing video. Let's watch. Is that a cricket or a bird?
Eric filming from his pocket.
Oh, there's Brian. Brian's off the dock.
That's Brian, though.
He's off the dock trying to get his backlash out.
That's Stockholm style.
He was on. Come on. It was a giant.
Look at Pete.
It was a fucking 5-pounder. Come on.
What?
I fucking swear to God. What happened when I had pizza rolling that was cross.
Guys, that's not how Brian does, dude. That's such a sad.
Pete's like, what happened? And then Brian's trying to explain himself. Well, my line was draped across the piling.
Fuck it, Eric. Leave Eric home, Brian.
No, it's all good.
Brian he captured that, but missed his big fish.
Brian doesn't blow,
I boat flipped the 5.5 pounder and the camera was off.
Yep.
Wow. This is crazy.
All right, Kevin VanDam time.
Okay.
Let me get him on the telephone.
Real quick, while we're dialing up Kevin, let me catch you up on two things real quick. First thing, Ike Series rods and reels, Pete. I know I have a lot of comments. Everybody watching. The official launch date of the Ike Rod 2.0 and all the Revo Ike spinning and casting is August 1st. Keep your eye out for that. And then tomorrow happens to be, Eric the intern, is the Ike Foundation Kids Tournament on Haddon Lake from 8 to 12.
It's going to be a great event.
It's going to be a great event. Expected we got about over 200 kids pre-registered. Free rods and reels to every kid that's pre-registered and signed up.
And not to mention that those rods and reels are legit.
They're
because
legit.
I took them out yesterday.
Yes.
This is supposed to just be a kid's rod, right?
Well,
no, not whatsoever.
All right, after we get Kevin on, can we see a little bit of
we got to talk about that.
Okay, we're going to talk about that.
Jay, what is it? What's your YouTube channel, dude?
I haven't posted there in 2 months. You might not want to shout that out.
Okay.
Eric the intern on Instagram.
All right, we won't shout that out. But here's the other thing I'm real proud of. I want to mention real quick. For the Ike Foundation Kids event tomorrow, Pete, on Wednesday of this week, we officially stocked the lake with bass, bluegill, and catfish. So the kids will have more opportunity to catch fish. Pretty awesome, man. Stocking lakes.
Little Dave's looking to gun some dudes down this year, dude.
Wow.
We'll be there fresh and ready to go.
Yep. Jake's coming too.
I don't know if I can confirm or deny, but all the fish were dumped right next to the dam. Next to the dam. All the fish were dumped at the dam. Excuse me. Right at the dam.
The kids are staking out their spots right now.
But the kids get put where their age group is.
That's true. There is an age group parameter. Yeah.
How old's Jake?
8.
And Vegas is?
7.
So it'll be in the same age group then.
Yeah. Vegas isn't going to fish. Vegas is going to help. He's going to be one of the volunteers.
Because last year Dave and Vegas got the fish together, dude. That's the kind of you let the kids fish.
Cool.
I'll watch them.
Yeah,
Put
he
them
might
in
fish.
Dave's cage.
Folks at home.
He might fish. Brian Carpenter, what do you got for us?
Kevin should be on the phone.
Okay, on the phone. I hope we got him right now, joining us live via phone. And who knows where this guy is at, Pete? Because he's the only guy I know that's busier than me, and that's the truth.
He's probably pre-fishing the lake tomorrow.
He might be pre-fishing. I don't know. He might be. Joining us on the phone right now, recent winner of the Grand Lake Tournament happened to be, Pete, number 25. Number 20. That's it. Number 25. The one and only Kevin VanDam joins us on Ike Live. Kevin!
KBD.
Hey, guys.
What's up?
Boy.
How you doing?
Pretty tame for this time of night and on a show that long. Usually you're a few more beers in, it sounds like.
I know. Well, here's the deal. And I'm just going to admit it. I admitted it earlier in the show. I'm going to admit it again. I've had a few bad tournaments recently. I've had some 70s and 80th place finishes in the last 2 or 3 events, and we went from really good hard liquor and good beer to really cheap light beer in a can, and it's all my fault. I'm just going to admit it.
Yeah. After the Classic and the first time of the year, I was ready to quit drinking, I can tell you that.
Never.
Oh, man. Kevin, where are you at? Are you home? Are you traveling like a madman as usual, or where are you at right now?
I'm actually home. I'm leaving in the morning to head to Texas. So I had, after the Kentucky Lake event fiasco for me, I been filming with the Bossy Oak guys. I did a turkey hunt with the boys this week. We had a great turkey hunt, and then we filmed a kind of a lifestyle fishing piece with those guys too. So had a good time with them. There were both weather challenges here, and then just been getting ready, packing and stuff, and I'm leaving tomorrow. So long way from Michigan to Texas.
It's
Austin, Texas.
That's a good ways. Now I do want to bring it up real quick, just because I know I saw you first day on Grand Lake. I had a decent day. You had a decent day. Second day, I had a really, really bad day. You had an okay day. You had an average day. And I ran into you both days fishing in a river called Blood River in Kentucky Lake, which is about mid-lake.
Grant.
What? No, Kentucky Lake.
Oh.
What the hell happened in Blood River on the second day?
You know what? I don't know, because I'm like with you. The bass in there did not do anything. It was like, it was crazy, because you're exactly right. I went in there the first day, and and they were biting, pretty good for me. And I mean, I didn't catch a big limit, but I mean, we were at the cut line, or just above the cut line, anyways. And the next day, dude, I couldn't buy a bite in there. So, and I seen the way you were running around, that you both of us were scrambling. So I should have stopped and talked to you, because we should have both left about 3 hours earlier.
I think you're right. I definitely pushed it in there a little bit. The first day, God, they were biting. I had a spinnerbait bite going on, a shad spawn style bite, fishing docks, fishing points, and it just went away. It was so weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
can't explain.
I don't know. There was no wind. There was no wind at all. That first day, there was some wind, and I think that helped. Some too. But I'm like you, man. I've been doing this. You've been doing it a while, but I've been doing it a really long time, and I still learn every single day, man. It just amazes me. When you think you've got things figured out, they definitely can humble you in a hurry.
Yeah, it's crazy. Real quick, Kevin, I know this is going to be a little bit repetitive, but I have to ask it. I have to ask it. Number 25. That seems to me, that number when you say it's just a big number. It's hard to even just think about it as far as winning, because I know we all know how hard it is to actually win. Does that number, does it freak you out, or did winning number 25 change something in your mind, or is it just you're as good as your last event and you got to just keep going?
That's kind of it. I mean, I've never competed for the numbers or thought anything about it, and before I didn't really think about it. It was kind of later that night after I finished that it kind of hit me like, man, that's a significant. Not that 24 is not, or I mean that because any win is a big deal, as you know.
Yeah.
And but I mean, now I'm thinking about 26. You know what I mean? But it's not because it's 26, but just because that's when you fish to win, you that's what I don't know. That's what motivates me. To the point now where it's detrimental.
Right.
To my overall performance. And that it drives Sherry crazy because I probably take too big a risk now, and I'm okay with shooting for the stars.
Yeah.
I never the best fishes that I've had the last few years to have them there. And part of that is obviously the competition level is pretty incredible now. I mean, top to bottom, the Elite Series is a really strong group of competitors, but it's still a part of it is my thought processes, and that I'm just not satisfied unless I give myself a shot to be in contention, and if I'm not, I'm not afraid to take long shots anymore. And it's, if you want to win Angler of the Year, you can't fish like that. And, but I can't change myself.
Yeah. Now, I real quick, Pete, I just wanted to, since you mentioned this new group of competition, this group of young anglers that's so good, I just want to mention I've heard it many a times in the last year, and I just want to get your thoughts on it, Kevin. I've heard the comment that Jordan Lee is the new Kevin VanDam. Besides the height difference, do you agree with that?
He's really. I know Jordan really well. I say that only because we share, some sponsors with Quantum and Strike King, and I get to hang out with him at some media events and things like that.
Yeah.
And he is a very intuitive angler, and I don't know. I'm a student of the game, and I look at the best anglers and their perception skills and their ability to adapt and change, things like that is what sets them apart. And he has that it factor. There's no doubt about it. And but in this day and age, it's hard to be. It's hard to keep up that kind of pace. I mean, I know he's as humble as he can be, for winning 2 back-to-back classics, but he does have that it factor, in my opinion. You know, but I mean, there's quite a few guys. You know, when you look at Aaron Martins is obviously that guy. Jacob Wheeler's, you know, up and comer. He's a great angler. There's a lot of them out there that have the skills now. You know, it's Wesley Strader. Look at the kind of roll that dude's on. You know,
Yeah.
You see that too, where guys just get in the roll and can carry that momentum. So
Yeah, well, we found out tonight.
I wish I could fall into that trap, you know, on cue myself. You know, where you just get in those zones.
Yeah.
I mean, you know exactly what I'm talking about when.
Oh, yeah.
When things are clicking.
Yeah.
They're clicking, and when they're not, they're not.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we found out tonight that Wesley Strader had a bit part in the Beverly Hillbillies. We never knew that until tonight, so it's pretty interesting. Pete, go ahead. I cut you off I cut you off 10 times. Pete, go ahead.
No, I was just you know, you got 25 wins. I'm chasing your. I've only got 23 more wins to catch you, Kevin. But
you're coming for me.
You know, and if I had another 100 years, maybe I could catch you. But, you know, one of the things you went through this period where you were better than average, but for you were well below, and people were saying some stuff that I couldn't believe I was hearing. You know, is Kevin over? You know, has he peaked? Is it? You know, we're not going to see. You got to have some sense of vindication after winning this tournament, winning another one previous to that. That's got to feel good, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't pay attention to what media people say. I mean, back in the day, Tim Tucker used to say stuff to me all the time. You know, just to try to get me going. You know, at media days, at Classic and things like that. I went 5 years without winning, or I think about 5 years, and you know, I had some good tournaments, and I finished second a few times. You know, I just had close calls, but I just didn't get over the hump, and that's all you got to do. I mean, if you put yourself in position to win enough times, it's going to happen. So, you know, I really wasn't too concerned about it, but it does, you know, it does feel good when you finally do, you know, get a win. And you know, I've been in, you know, where last 2 years I've, you know, won a tournament again. So it's a big deal. You know, it's all about winning in this day and age. And I mean, it's from the media to the fan base and things like that. It's important to win. You know, that it's such a difference maker in every aspect with sponsors and public perception and things like that. I mean, that's what it is in all sports, not just fishing, but it's so hard to do. So, you know, you never know when your next one's going to be, and so you've got to savor it when you do. And that's, I think, probably what I've learned more over the years than anything is to appreciate those times. You know, when you have a really good tournament. For me, it doesn't take necessarily a win, but you make really good decisions and come back. I mean, I've had tournaments that I finished 25th at that I'm just so stinking proud of, just because of how things progressed and how it happened. But there's nothing that's like winning, though. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Now I have something, and this is big. Brian Carpenter, man, I don't know if you want to give us a little news flash or whatever. Dave, do you have that? You want to give us a little news flash sound? Because this is big breaking news that I'm going to go ahead and break right here on IKE Live for the first time. Yeah, this is huge. This has not been talked about before, and I'm going to go ahead and be the first one to break it. Give it to us. There it goes. Breaking news. Okay, here it goes. Kevin, I know with live technology on BASS and at Grand Lake, you recovered live on the second and third and fourth final day, and everybody saw what you were throwing, but new technology is instituted in Bass Live that's been able to mask and disguise the actual bait you threw. And I want to admit live and announce live on IKE Live tonight for the first time, the actual bait you used to win Grand Lake was the Demiki rig!
It was a Demiki.
The Demiki rig! The Demiki rig.
Oh God. The only tournament that I've ever thrown a Demiki rig in, I paid the price. That was at see where it got me.
That was a silly question, and we joke about the Demiki rig all the time. But Pete, I do want to talk about the power of live and being able to see what the guys are actually throwing and how they're fishing. It's so unbelievable. It's changing the sport. And Kevin, I got to ask you right now. I tuned in that last day on Grand Lake. I tuned in live and watched. And the first thing that I thought of is, not that, man, I missed that area, or I missed that square bill pattern, or I missed the way you were fishing it, reeling it. The first thing I thought is, why the fuck is he throwing a crawdad pattern bait in that dirty water? Gotta tell me that. Talk to me about your decision on picking that color, which was the official color, I think, is called brown crawdad, brown crawl. Tell me a little bit about why you threw that color at Grand Lake. It still got me blown away.
Well, it's pretty simple to me. When I was there in practice, I saw right away, as you did, that the lake was dirtier from the upper end than it normally is. Darker colored water. And the rocks themselves in that lake all had that dark brown algae on them. Did you notice that, correct? Up by the bank and that. And in nature, and it's Rocky Lake, and I tried different colors. I tried chartreuse and sexy shad and stuff in practice because I got in that square bill deal pretty quick. But, man, they just really like that. And, in nature, the real crayfish are basically like me, and they blend with where they live. And so, if you want to pick the right color bait, if you're fishing a bottom bait, it's, always a good choice is to pick one that's the same color as the bottom. If it's, green milfoil, you pick a bait that's the color of the milfoil, because that's what the bluegill and the crawfish that live in it are going to like. And that's why I chose that. It was a dark color, just like the rocks. It silhouetted good in that dirty water when it wasn't on the bottom, and I knew it looked natural when it was down there. And in the dirtiest water, they can still see a shad that's translucent and eat it. So, I think a lot of times we put too much into color. Yeah. But I just wanted it to blend with that background.
Wow.
I never received that background, that blending memo.
Now you did. Now you did.
I did. Well, everybody knows that you can't win a spawning tournament with a square bill.
The thing about it is the fish were spawning, but they were just getting there. We were there. The water was cold leading up to the tournament. The first day it started to warm, and the moon was coming on again, and yeah, there was a spawn going on, but it was the beginning of the spawn. That was just the first few fish of a giant wave coming in, and I kind of knew that. And when those females first pull up, they'll still bite a reaction bait, especially in that color of water when it's stained like that. So, I had the confidence to kind of stick with it. I caught some fish on a jig too, especially the first couple of days, but once I got dialed into the crankbait pattern, it just was so much more efficient at covering more water that I was able to, I just felt like it was the best chance to get a quality bite. I was going to get plenty of bites, doing either one, but I just knew that the odds were in my favor to get it in front of more of those 5 or 6 pounders by covering more water, covering more of those different rock transitions with that crankbait.
Yeah.
You were using a low gear ratio reel on that, and that kind of struck me. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Really not low. It's a low gear ratio reel, but it's got a really big spool, and I make sure that the spools are full. So that reel brings in the same amount of line terms most reel companies like 6-3-1 reel. So it's a little bit. It's not what you think. It's just because of the size of the spool. The inches per turn are a lot higher just because of the size of the spool on the cranking reel that I use.
Okay, so you were using a 5.1 gear ratio just to mess with us crankbait fishermen.
No, it's actually the reel I was using is Quantum Smoke 200, which is a bigger spool, and it's a 5 3-to-1, and I think it brings in about 25 inches of line per turn. So it's like I say, it's like most smaller spooled reels that have a 6-to-1 or 6 3-to-1 reel bring about that same amount of line. So not as slow as you think.
Yeah, well, I was watching you do that, and I mean, when you're only getting a few bites a day, man, it's got to be. I mean, how it's got to be tough to stay that committed to that pattern, like to stop yourself from picking up a jig, picking up in your case, an ocho, and firing it under one of them docks, But you never seem to do that. You just stayed completely committed to it with only getting 5 or 6 bites a day. That's got to be a challenge mentally.
The first 3 days, I caught them pretty good early. Within an hour, I had 18 or 20 pounds all 3 of the first, at least 18 pounds the first 3 days, and that gives you a lot of confidence when you got a solid sack, early in the morning. That last day, now, that was a grinder day, but I just stuck with it and felt like I'd get my shots, and I finally did.
Yeah. And you called it. You knew it. Like you knew when you had the winning fish on.
Yeah, I knew it was, well, gosh, it's just the way it goes. I caught a lot of them that week that were not hooked, the way you like them, where they didn't have it choked. And, I've got a pretty good system that works for me. And, that's the biggest thing is you got to do what you have confidence in, whether it's the hook on your crankbait or the color of bait on the rod or the pattern you're fishing. You're a lot better angler if you're fishing your strengths and what you've got confidence in. And it's all different for all of us. And, sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. Like second day at Kentucky Lake last week, I've died with it, so it's a way, you don't always, you look good when it all works out, but a lot of other days it don't.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Kevin, speaking of products, TH Marine, great sponsor of IKE Live. I know they work with you as well. I'm going to call you to the plate, and I know this is going to be a hard decision for you, but give me your most important TH product on your boat. Give me one of the most important TH product on your boat.
Well, I've got a ton of them that are really darn impressive, but Hydrowave for sure.
Hydrowave.
No question.
Yeah. Hydrowave.
No doubt. I have a ton of confidence in that. I use it every single day. I've seen some amazing things. Technology is important, as you know, and it's another one of those great pieces of technology that can be a difference maker in a lot of cases. So on those tough days, you get the bait fired up, get things happening, and I've just had so many great experiences. There's seen so many things that with that you can't be coincident that many times to have them school around you and stuff.
Yeah, Hydro is a great product. All right, I want to switch gears a little bit real quick, Kevin, before we let you go, and I want to get your thoughts on something that's I want to say it's borderline creepy, but I want to get your opinion on it. When you Google your name, Kevin, when you Google it and you do a Google search on Kevin VanDam, some of the first things that come up are in this order: Kevin VanDam's net worth, Kevin VanDam's house, Kevin VanDam's wife. What? Is that just bizarre? Or come on, man. Is it me or is that weird and bizarre?
I've never Googled myself. So
It's weird, right? I mean, does that mean, what does that mean? Where's our intern? Eric, what does that mean if it's at the top of the Google search? If Kevin VanDam's wife is number 3 on, what does that mean?
Means people are creepy.
I don't know about that, but your top searches are house, net worth, and wife.
My
as well.
top 3 are too?
Yes, they are. You have it right here.
That's so creepy.
house and wife are always at the top.
All right, whose net worth is
People
higher?
are weird, man.
That's so creepy.
You would think it'd be something about crankbaits or geez.
You'd think it'd be your boat. Yeah, you think it'd be your boat or your rods or techniques or no.
It's your wife and your house, dude.
And net worth, house, and wife are the top three. How weird that is, man.
Gluttonous goddamn people.
Yeah.
Dudes are creepy.
People are strange, man.
No doubt.
People are strange. I want to ask you this again real quick. Number 25 happened 2 tournaments ago. Big moment for you. Any change in your opinion on retirement after number 25?
Hung up the phone.
That's awesome.
Did that just happen?
Is that a yes?
That's a mic drop.
You went one step too far.
I just wanted to know. We asked him that last time.
You're
we had
asking
him on.
about his net worth, his wife.
No,
and now whether he's going to retire.
Hey, that was just a simple question.
That's the first mic drop ever on IKE Live.
We had a mic drop.
Yeah, click.
I mean, it was just a simple question. I don't know.
Look at BTC working feverishly behind the scenes.
Feverishly to try to get Kevin back.
That's funny.
There were some other people that had questions for him, dude. They got completely ignored.
Did we have any questions? Oh, yeah.
there were all
well,
kinds.
if Kevin comes back, we might have Matt Lee join us, too. I don't know. That was
back live.
Oh, we're back. Kevin, did you hang up on us and do a mic drop?
No, you guys up on me just for effect.
Brian, you're good, man. You're good, Brian.
Wait, I got one thing to say.
Yeah.
Kevin's number he called here came up as Bass Pro Shops.
And it came up as Bass Pro Shops.
I swear to God, it came up as Bass Pro Shops.
We're blocked by Bass Pro Shops.
We are.
So I don't know how that works. Kevin, I got to ask you. I think you've been on IKE Live probably more than any other pro we've ever had on the show. And I think I've asked you probably the last 3 times. I want to ask you again. Any change in your thought on retirement now that you've won 25?
People just, I mean, I go and win the tournament, and I bet I got asked by at least 8 or 10 different media people what about retirement? And I'm like, geez, when you go and win, you sure don't feel like you want to retire. God. I think I got a couple good casts left in me. No,
just the rest of the field is hoping.
I love it. And as long as I'm having fun, I think I'm gonna keep hanging out there. I got a couple more good shots in me, I think.
Good. Well, I got to tell you, in that short time that we had the call dropped, we actually had a very special reoccurring guest come in, and it's weird because this dude's just popping in. He lives in Alabama. But somehow he keeps showing up to IKE Live Studios. Kevin, Matt Lee, Jordan's brother, joins us real quick, and I think he wants to ask you something. Matt?
Man. Hey, Kevin. Congratulations. Sick of you.
What? Did you say sick of him, Matt? What did you say? I didn't...
Totally sick of him, man. Winning. Hey, congratulations. You got a response?
Man, I'm sick of you.
He's sick of you too, Matt. So
I go punch with your damn nephew any day of the week. I mean, I'm sidekick with your sidekick nephew. I kick his ass.
Matt, did you drive all that way to just say that?
All this way. Kevin, congratulations. You going to acknowledge me or you going to keep quiet?
I appreciate that, Matt. That's very nice of you. I'll see you in Texas. I'm going to make sure to come and find you.
I'm not hard to find. I'll be the second trucking boat behind my brother. Just kidding. He wins on all my spots, just like your nephew does you.
I get it.
All right, Matt.
What kind of advice you got for me, Kevin?
You got to get in front of your brother. I'm
trying. But he's faster than me.
How much helium is in that balloon?
Oh my
You've been sucking on it for like 20 minutes.
Now, in closing, Kevin, congratulations. You're the best. I love you, man. Can I have some of your wife's cookies?
Oh, there you have it.
There you go.
There he goes. I'm going to end it with that. Thanks for joining us again, Matt Lee, everybody. Wow, he didn't curse as much this time as he did last time.
He got yelled at last time, I think.
I know.
I don't think Matt's going to be any more pleased.
No, I don't think so.
He'll face punch you.
Kevin, thanks for joining us. We're going to let you go. Before we let you go, we know you got a big trip tomorrow. I'm headed out on Sunday morning. I'd want you to let everybody know we've got the Ike Foundation, but you've got a foundation too, and I'm super proud of the work you're doing there. You've got the KVD Foundation. Tell everybody a little bit about what you're doing and how they could help.
Well, it's something really is my wife's idea to start the foundation. We've been up and running for about 5 years, and my goal is because I've been so lucky to be able to make a living at fishing, is to try to provide more opportunities for not just kids but for everybody to get more involved in fishing. So we do a lot with different kids camps and things like that, provide tackle and that through through some of our fundraising efforts and that. I've did some fundraisers with the Detroit Lions and things like that, but so we do that. We also do scholarships for collegiate fishing. We try to just try to help people get more involved in it, and also in educating young people about conservation and the importance of keeping our lakes and rivers clean and better for the future. And as you know, I think fishing's better than it's ever been nationally. There's a lot of great success stories there and stuff. And we're actually, even this year, I'm really excited. We're actually starting a new college tour. We're part of it. Sherry and I are with the foundation. My brother's sponsoring it too, and we've got a lot of great companies involved in helping that out. But just try to create a really good platform with the opportunities for these young anglers. To be able to step it up, and not only, is it going to help a lot of kids have a chance at becoming a pro angler, but the biggest thing is just enjoy that lifelong passion for fishing. A lot of these college anglers, and I've got a couple of them that I've kind of watched grow up that are fishing the national or the championship at Cherokee right now, and they actually. They're in like 28th place, so they made the cut to fish tomorrow. I've watched them grow up. I've watched their career go. They got into college fishing, and you just see what it can do. Look what it did for Matt and Jordan Lee. So that's a big initiative for us too. And the biggest thing is to just get people out on the water, let them experience what it's like, and whether you want to do it competitive like we do or just go out there for fun. I think it's just important for people to enjoy the resource and take care of it for the future. So that's what we're all about, is provide more opportunities for people to get on the water, provide the equipment for them to do it, and a platform for these young anglers to be able to chase their dreams.
That's awesome. And that's you gotta the next generation. We've got to keep them involved. And that's so important, what you're doing, and keep it going. Real quick, Kevin, before we let you go, one last question. We've got a very special guest on the couch here tonight. We've got a fellow by the name of John McGraw, who's a good old friend of ours, high school buddy.
How you doing,
Kevin? Good. And John, I'm gonna ask it for him because John's a little shy. He's always been a little shy. And during this time that we had the interview, he scribbled this down on a piece of paper, and he just showed a piece of paper to me and says, please don't forget about me. Ask Kevin this question. So I'm going to go ahead and ask it for John McGraw. And John's question to you, even though he's sitting right here, is, Kevin. And this is how he wrote it too.
In that voice too.
In this
Kevin.
voice too.
Just so you
This is
know.
how he wrote it.
Kevin.
As a struggling angler that has problems catching fish, How do you tell the difference between a snag and a bite?
And it's AKA Brian Stockwell the Carpenter. He's like kicking that.
I set the hook on everything.
Set the hook on everything. There you have it, John. There's your answer.
Better to be the fool, or
better to appear the fool than to be the fool.
To act the fool.
That's right.
Or whatever it is.
There you have it.
Something full.
Yeah.
Full is involved.
John, your life has just changed.
I've always been a fan of
Set the hook on every stump you can.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Break it off.
break it off.
Break it off.
Oh man, Kevin, thank you for joining us tonight, and congratulations on number 25. What an awesome win! And travel safe tomorrow, and we'll see you next week at Lake Travis.
You betcha, man. Looking forward to it. Hopefully, it's better than our last run, dude.
Yeah, let's have a top 10 together. I'll even take a second or a third to you if that works.
Yeah, I hear you. So we got to have a good week. So good talking to you guys, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much,
Kevin.
Thank
Congrats
you.
again.
Kevin VanDam, everybody.
Woo!
KBD.
John, you didn't have to be embarrassed. You could have just asked yourself.
That was funny.
But, like,
I like kids who did his voice.
Yeah, the voice was good.
I was serious. His number came up as Bass Pro Shops.
I know. Man, when you're dialed in, like
Yeah, but did you know when you call into like Fear Fishing, is it Tackle Warehouse?
No, it's not. No, Kevin's got a special relationship with Bass Pro Shops and Johnny Morrison. And it's amazing, and I'm sure there's a lot of perks and benefits
That's awesome,
that are
dude.
included with that.
Good for him.
Which obviously is,
I'd
there's
say
no phone bill.
Do you think when Kevin like walks into a Bass Pro Shops, like flower girls are throwing roses?
Dude, I'm sure. I actually,
You know what I mean?
I'll be honest with you. I saw something.
He's like, piss boy.
No,
over the bucket.
You're joking, but I think it's true. I went to Toyota
Wipers.
Yeah, no, it's true. Toyota have their owners tournament every year now at Table Rock. And so we get to go to Bass Pro Shops in Springfield, which is one of the original stores. And I swear to you, dude, I was there. Was it last year or the year before? And we're kind of just there, and we're eating dinner, and there's a golf range out back, and we hit some balls, and then we're like, everything's closing up, and we're like, Kevin's just like, oh, come in, man, let's show you. Come down here, I'll show you something. And it's like this private room for all the golfers. And dude, I shit you not, dude, on this one wall, there's 6 giant lockers. The rest of the room, regular size lockers. 6 giant lockers. Jack Nicholson, let's say Tiger Woods, all these famous golfers. And then right there, they all have plaques. Kevin VanDam.
Woo! He's
right
like,
there.
piss boy.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
Yes.
Wait for the shake.
Yes. That's right. Wait for the shake. Yeah.
He's earned that.
He's earned it, man.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
What
Good
a
for him.
baller.
25 wins, man.
25 wins, dude.
God
That's
damn.
5 classics, 7 angler years.
It's insane.
Roland
It's insane.
is in second with 19, right?
I think so. Yeah.
No
19
one will
wins.
beat what Kevin did.
No.
Nah.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
But you know what? Oh, will he ever catch Roland in Angler of the Year titles? He needs 2 more.
Oh, is that what
Maybe. I think if he stays at it another 10 years, I think he'll do it.
Maybe.
10. That's my guess.
You gotta
I'd
understand.
say if he stay at it another 10 years,
He
he'd
did this
he's got
before
it
the-
in him.
I think he'd do it.
But he did this before the information booth.
Oh yeah.
Now that it's all an equal plane
Oh yeah,
now.
yeah.
Like, what's next?
It's
you
hard.
know?
It's hard to compare.
Yeah.
I mean, but the other thing is you don't want to discount either. Like I had this question so many times. The days of Bill Dance and Nixon and Denny and all these old time guys, Roland, are they would never compete now. But I don't think you can do that.
KBD
you know what I
is
mean?
Brady. KBD is Tom Brady.
He's Tom Brady.
He's Tom Brady.
He's Tom Brady, and he's transcendent over generations of anglers. But I think Roland and Bill Dance in their heyday was as good as Jordan Lee today.
More dominant.
Absolutely.
Roland's
More
the best.
dominant.
And you can't discount either one, especially the old generation. You can't discount them because they at that time they were the deal.
Roland has the only show that I will click on Outdoor Network and watch no matter what point of the show it's
Son.
in. No matter what.
Oh,
man,
son.
I will watch that show.
Son.
It is he's still the best, man. Roland, in my mind, Roland KVD.
He's great.
You know?
Brian the Carpenter, by the way, I know we have a lot of crazy cockamamie ideas, but still, to this day, I want to do an old-timer show on here.
Oh.
Dude, that's still, for me, it's the holy grail for Ike Live. It's to do a show where we have Jimmy Houston and Roland, or Roland and Bill Dance, or we track Orlando Wilson out of the grave.
Come on, dude. Orlando Wilson was key.
Dude.
What about Hank Parker?
Hank Parker. I mean, all
Let's try
those
to get
guys.
somebody up here, man.
But getting them here would be cool, but just having them via Skype or via phone would be unbelievable.
You got him to let you wear his hat. You got to be able to get him in
Orlando
studio.
Wilson was the last one before Kung Fu Theater came on,
Oh.
dude. I would watch Orlando Wilson jump right up from there, right to Kung Fu Theater, dude.
What a cool mix that is,
yeah,
man.
dude. Yeah.
I think it'd be easier to get Bill Dance in studio than Mike sometimes. True story.
That's funny.
Hey, Pete.
Mike's a busy man.
That's funny.
While we're here, you're fishing the Open on Champlain coming up in, what is it, August?
Yeah, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is August or September.
Something like that.
Mhm.
Dean Sylvester hit me up. You know Dean, the Australian guy?
Yep.
Dean's awesome. Dean's looking for a boat. If you know anybody, or if anybody out there in that region of the country's got a boat he could borrow for that event.
Dean, I have a Coleman Crawdad you can borrow.
Yeah, Hobie PA-12.
You got to stay real
It would
close
save
to the
him
ramp.
a lot from getting the, I guess it's the Federation boat, from like halfway across the country to Champlain for him to use.
Dean better call
I
Carol
got
Jackson.
I got a bass cap, but it needs a starter.
Well, all jokes aside, I thought I'd throw it out there in
Maybe-
case anybody's in the area.
Yeah.
Dean, don't
No,
let
that's
Brian near whatever boat you rent.
That's a fact.
Keep him away, Dean.
What is Dean sponsored by a boat company?
I don't think so.
He'd have a boat, yo.
I don't know.
Well, they might be able to make one available.
They have boats in Australia?
Not over here.
Do they have boats in Australia?
We do, mate. You cracker.
Cracker. All right, Brian the Carpenter, I'm thinking we take a break.
Yeah.
And we come back and we end the last segment with Gene Gilliland.
Yeah, Gilligan.
And
Gilligan!
And
Asian carp.
And we're gonna do another couple trivia questions. When we come
Yeah,
back, right at the
nobody
top.
got the one, the last one, the bait that
Cool.
John
So
made.
I get to keep that gift prize then.
I'll take it.
Lindy Jig, somebody just said.
Lindy
New York
Jigs is
Chris,
not
you're
correct.
I want to know the answer.
I
You
know
wanna
the
give the
answer.
answer.
It's
Hold on, here's another clue.
Another clue.
Big claw.
Okay. Here's the last two clues, and if somebody doesn't get it, come back from the break. We're gonna go on. The last couple clues to what jig was the sort of
Yeah, there's the whole shit with
premise of the stone jig for the general shape. What jig was the predecessor for that? The company that made it was Pradco. It was a Pradco brand bait. And the trailer they marketed it with was a Riverside Big Claw. One last one. Zell Rowland actually won a Lake Gunnersville tournament using this jig. 3 hints to the name of the jig that was the predecessor to the Manstone jig.
I have no idea.
Okay. If you get that right, you're gonna win yourself an Ike Live gift pack. All right, Brian Carpenter, I'm gonna pause everybody here. Listen to me. You are watching Ike Live on a Friday night. It's been a great show. We've had Wesley Strader. We've had Kevin VanDam. Hanging there with us when we come back. One more segment, and we've got Gene Gilliland on to talk about Asian carp. Good, bad, ugly, and different. When we come back, we're going to be talking about Asian carp with Gene Gilliland, the conservation director for bass. Hang in there with us. We'll be right back.
Kung Fu Theater.
That's a good one.
They got me seeing red. Oh, God, I'm on him. Power pull down.
Is that 2 pounds maybe?
What's that? What are you talking about? Jeez, be a bass. I didn't get a look. Oh, it's a big one. This might be a chest bone. Oh God, look at the size of that thing. Oh, he's got it upside his face. Oh, Christ.
It's on.
Here it goes. Tell me when you're ready. Oh. Watch Ike Live!
Double.
Cheers.
Not kidding you. This is the one. Net. Please don't be cursed. These are Brian's hooks. Don't be cursed. Oh my God! It's a 6.
Is it?
Ah!
Is it
I'm talking a different language.
Oh!
I don't see it. It's gone. It's gone. Ah! It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's in her mouth. Brand new Ike Series reels. Nimrods. I think I lost it. Oh!
Swallowed that thing. Yo, she's missing an eye. She's missing. No, she's not.
Oh, God.
What do you got to say about that?
There it is.
That's a good one.
Back to back biggins. Back to back biggins. Keep it rolling.
Oh, that's a good one.
Talk about, oh my God, it's giant. Talk about a scrape. This is scrape fishing right here. Ike Live Crew. Brian the Carpenter. Eric the Intern. Mike Iaconelli. This is, we got a, oh my God.
Good one.
We got a scrape like you've never seen before. Spring fishing. Red vibration baits, red traps. This is a giant. Take your time, Brains. We need doubles. This is double. Oh my God, it's a giant. It's bigger than this one. No, don't you do that. Yeah. Cheers. Woo. Gerber pliers. Oh, God, that's big. One of the keys, while we're waiting for him to land his fish, one of the keys out here, making long cast in clear water, we're using casting gear. Look at it right there, spraying that stuff, reel snot on that reel, making long cast. There's your result. Key stuff.
So here's my beautiful, stocky quarter pounder.
That's a good one.
Don't try that at tournament, folks. Cheers. You got him. He's so good. Look on the face. That's what Liquid Mayhem does right there. Oh my God!
That's almost 6, dude.
Tank. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, no you don't.
Bigger. Yeah, 6.
Oh, it's a tank.
Meanwhile, in the front of the boat.
Bye-bye to that. Say bye-bye to that. Oh. Faggot.
I want to be your friend. Will you like me? What do you mean? What do you mean you only hang out with Pickerel? What do you mean? What do you mean? What are all these straws in my drink?
Damn it. I gotta get the damn pickerel.
Would you look at that?
Just look at it.
Would you just look at it? Do you have a ripping wrap somewhere?
Excuse me, sir.
Aw, I think it's in his throat.
Got it. See, mine's bigger.
No, Brian's got a stud on right now.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
It's not that big. That's all.
Dude, the way that was fighting.
I know.
Swimming sideways. Whew. That's a way to end the day.
That's a way to end the day. Doubles all day long, baby.
Oh, cheers. Bye, everybody. I hope you've had fun with the IKE Live Crew doing a little springtime fishing. There we are.
Here we are.
Diggity-doo.
Diggity-doo. There we are. There we are. Diggity-doo. There it is. Here I am. There it's at.
All right.
All right.
Tighten it up.
Tighten it up. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to IKE Live. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday night. I know I am.
Mike, we have an announcement.
Big announcement right now.
Yes, we've had some answers. It only took a couple hours to the trivia question from an hour or two ago.
Trivia question to the question which was, what jig inspired the man stone jig? And we have some answers. Eric, the intern.
So, IKE Live's biggest fan got very close. He said the Riverside Big Wag, which is not the jig.
It's not the
The
jig.
Riverside Big Wag was a worm
Was
that
the worm.
looked like a gator tail worm.
Looked like a gator
right?
tail.
It was a
Very
big
close.
Riverside
Yes.
was the right company.
Yes, very company.
But the Big Wag is a worm.
The Big Wag is a worm.
And then
yes.
Shortly after that, Cressy finally got it right. Flippin' jig from Riverside is the correct answer. Right?
It's a Riverside jig.
It's Riverside. He
It's
said
a
flippin'
Riverside
jig, Riverside jig.
Yeah.
That's got to be close
Okay,
enough.
we'll give that to him. Cressy, you are the winner of the IKE Live gift pack. Cressy. Yes. Yes. Dave, Pete, I don't know if you knew this, but Stormtrooper
new guest
showed up on the couch during the break. Stormtrooper, how you doing today?
Very well indeed.
Stormtrooper, I know you fished for a long time, and I know early on, way back 80s, mid-80s, late 80s, early 90s, Riverside and the Riverside jig was a favorite of yours. You want to talk about that?
Correct. For indeed, we did fish in the Riverside jig until it went away and man stone jig totally took the template.
The man stone jig took the template.
It had a smaller hook, which made it less effective than the stone jig.
Now, what about trailers? I saw something in your resume about Big Wag and about Air Claw.
Sure, for sure. So,
Air Claw.
I won very many top rod tournaments on the jig with a big claw cheddar.
Yeah.
Green cheddar, 4 not bit, and beat many of these fools in the room.
Now, I want to go way back and specifically want to talk about a tournament on East Lake.
Listening.
Where the entire field caught nothing but pickerel.
None.
And somehow Stormtrooper caught 3 bass flipping to win the event.
I've never won big one.
No, 3.
Indeed.
3.
So, listen closely. It was all on a jig. But it was not Riverside, it was indeed
Rattleback.
Yes.
Oh, a rattleback
with a big craw cheddar.
Oh.
My nephew at the time, who was 10, landed each fish and managed to land on every rod in my crawdad like it was a hammock.
I remember
Laying
that.
on them. I wanted to kill him.
Wow.
I remember that.
It's amazing.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you.
Great win.
Stormtrooper, what's the biggest innovation in fishing in the last 10 or 15 years?
Oh.
In your opinion?
Oh, boy. Let's see here. The Hobie Kayak.
Hobie Kayak.
I have successfully traversed the Delaware River in it.
Wow.
Yes. Stay tuned.
Wow. That's amazing. That's great.
I did.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Now, talk a little bit about rods and reels. Stormtrooper, you're a big guy.
Go.
You're powerful.
Yes.
You like weaponry.
Certainly.
A lot of guys go ultralight, borderline sissy.
Gay.
But talk a little bit about what kind of rods and reels and actions of rods do you use?
For sure. Everything is 7 foot or higher. Medium heavy. No less than 20-pound braid in the face. This 6-to-2 ratio will no less. Gay otherwise. Next question.
Okay. It's a great segue.
Thank you.
It's a great segue because Eric the intern.
Slightly disparaging.
I do want to talk to you. Huh?
Get off me so I can take the helmet off, please.
Brian?
What happened?
Next shot, please. So I can
Get
take
the
helmet
shot off the couch. So we can, Eric the intern. Speaking of rods and reels, there's a Ike Foundation Kids event tomorrow. We're giving every kid that's pre-registered, over 200 kids, a Ike Dude ultralight combo, either a spin cast or a spinning. It's a really cool little deal going on. The ultralight spinning is not necessarily a kid's ride.
No, it is not. So here's my side of this. So yeah. So I do a lot of things at Pro Edge, and one of my jobs on Wednesday was to spool all of these spinning rods.
Hundreds of rods you had to spool.
Which is, it's fine. Doing my job. But halfway into this process, I got the idea to take one of these rods with me to North Jersey the next day. So I remember looking at you, I was like, hey, Mike, I'm going to take one of these up north. I'm going to catch a 5-pounder on it. And you look at me,
shoplifting.
Eric just admitted to stealing from the kids.
Yep, that's true. That's true. That's a fact. But I looked at you and I said that.
From a baby.
And
Mike,
well, then Mike was an accomplice to this because he said, do it.
I said, do it.
But I could tell, you didn't really think I was going to go up there and catch a 5-pounder.
I didn't know.
Maybe.
I didn't know what was going to happen.
So I bring it up there, and I had an awesome day, man. I had almost 23 pounds for my best 5.
Wow.
And 3 of the 5 fish, smallmouth and largemouth, I weighed in or would have weighed in that day if I had a bag, came on that rod. And I have some footage right here to pull up.
I'd like to see it. And let everybody know, real quick, let everybody know, ultralight rod.
This is the same exact setup the kids are going to get
what
tomorrow.
What pound test?
6-pound test line.
6-pound
handled
mono.
these fish.
I want to see this. This is unbelievable.
This is just a couple little highlights. It's not
same
like the full
rod.
clips
Amazing hit play.
Oh, it's not crop. Hang on. Not crop.
Shocking. Round Valley Reservoir.
Not Round Valley. You're wrong. Oh. So this is the 5-pound largemouth I caught. I saw him blowing up on an alewife over there, and I started casting to it.
Ike Dude combo is it? Oh!
Got him.
You hear that drag going?
Whoa, look at that.
Working flawlessly.
Ooh.
And yes, I netted this fish.
That's the one, baby.
You can all.
Oh,
That's the one he needs.
That's the one right there.
Good job on the fight, E. Something right forward.
Yeah!
There it goes. Ike Dude combo. Wow!
Damn,
This is the rod I caught him on. These setups are going to be given away tomorrow at the Ike Foundation event at Haddon Lake.
Damn, E.
Look at that.
This is 5 minutes later. This is 5 minutes later.
Slob.
Oh!
Look at that.
I saw that.
You saw it bend in the
Double
seal,
giant.
dude.
Oh, that's a smallmouth. That's a giant smallmouth. Oh my god!
Good job, E.
Is the camera on?
Oh, look at the rod! See the rod?
Same
fall?
setup, baby.
Wow!
Beautiful fish.
Oh,
That's 4 pounds all day.
Insane.
Not quite 5. I said I was going to get a 5-pound smallmouth on this setup on the Instagram.
Stop bragging.
But that's pretty close.
Wow,
that's the
nice
dad
job,
yesterday.
man. Wow.
Great rod. It handled those fish perfectly, and I'm happy that the kids are getting a great product tomorrow.
He's a savage.
That was awesome. They're good catches.
6-pound test. Savage,
I only
man.
wish that E was around when I showed up tonight with my video to edit.
Oh, here we go again.
That some bitch wasn't even there.
He was fishing.
He was in a different realm.
Yeah, he was fishing all right.
We're going to have a conversation.
Different dimension. His mind was in a different realm. Yeah. Real quick, Rebecca, Miss Rebecca is making a special appearance in the back. Beck, you want to get on the mic? You want to say anything about tomorrow's event at Haddon Lake Park, Ike Foundation Kids event? I know it's pretty much full, but you want to talk about it a little bit?
Sure, I would love to.
Okay.
So, so yes, we are full. We are maxed out at 200 kids. We're super excited.
All right, thank you.
Every kid that shows up is going to get their rod and the reel. They're going to get everything they need, the hooks, the worms, the lures, everything they possibly need to go fishing, including, you know, suntan lotion, sunglasses, making sure we're keeping everybody protected. It's going to be warm tomorrow. It's going to be hot.
You need a raincoat.
But lots of prizes. Every kid gets, you know, like a hot dog and chips. Like we feed them. Rita's water ice. Johnny Venora is going to be there, making sure the kids are nice and cool with their Ritas. But no,
I
it's
wish you
going to
would
be.
give us some Kayaking jigs.
Wait, why did he say us?
Instead of the
What
Ritas.
are you, a kid? What, you a kid?
Did you say Johnny Venol? Chris Venol?
So
Chris Alfonso?
It's gonna be a great time. We stocked the lake earlier this week, so these kids are gonna be whacking some fish, which is very exciting. And yeah, we've got a ton of great people coming out, volunteers. We've got casting demonstrations. The kids get to paint their own lures. The Boy Scouts are coming, so lots of great stuff just to kind of get the kids into the outdoors and give them, you know, some inspiration of stuff to do.
True or false? The ladies from 710 will be there.
They're just gonna walk back. Real quick, Beck.
Local humor.
Real quick, Beck. While you're here, Ike Foundation Celebrity Pro-Am.
Oh,
yeah.
July 20th and 21st. Some big announcements in the last week. Want to talk a little bit about that and how can people register for the Ike Foundation Celebrity Pro-Am?
Right, so you can go online to our website, theikefoundation.org, to register. You can sign up to fish out of your own boat with up to 2 other people. So there's always 3 people per boat. And any price you see is for all 3 of you to be splitting. It's not per person. Or you can fish out of a boat with a pro. You can also be part of our kayak tournament. The kayak winner gets a berth to the Hobie Worlds.
What?
This year, once again, someone's going to be winning an awesome Bass Cat boat.
That's right.
Rumor has it, I think we might actually have a motor on the back of that boat this year for the winner.
Yeah.
So huge prizes. But here's the coolest part.
Back to the kayak.
So we've got some amazing professional anglers coming out that you potentially could be fishing with or against. And we have some really cool celebrities. I feel like half the UFC world is like a bunch of fish heads, and they're going to be joining us.
Thank you, Brian the Carpenter. Talking them.
But I'm going to do one of those.
Let's get some names.
Adam Milstead, Clay Guida.
Clay the Carpenter Guida.
Clay Guida.
Jim Miller's coming out.
Hell yeah.
Shaw Grigsby.
Yeah, he's a UFC star for sure.
Hell yeah.
Gary Klein.
Gary Klein. No, Aaron Martin, Steve
Aaron
Kennedy,
Martins, Boyd
the Zal
Duckett.
Danes are coming, Boyd Duckett. So we've got some really awesome anglers coming.
Ed Bassmaster.
Ed Bassmaster.
Let's talk about the celebrities of the kayak division. Big project.
The Stormtrooper will be fishing. But listen, I'm going to pull a mic and say that I might have an announcement of an announcement.
Oh.
Kate at the foundation has been working very hard to potentially get some football players out.
Ooh,
so we might have some names to
Eagles.
announce soon
Right.
that
Super
are
Bowl
going to
champs.
make y'all want to come out. Yeah.
Oh.
They're checking their schedule, but we might have some like pretty cool dudes out there.
Okay, all right. Cool dudes, she said.
Cool dudes out there with us. Everyone's a cool dude. Don't take
Is
offense.
Trent coming back?
I don't know, Mike. Is Trent coming back? Did you have a chance to talk to him?
No, could be.
He could be.
Not confirmed yet.
And he's homies with Fletcher Cox, who I stalked his Instagram page, and he loves to bass fish.
Really?
Yeah.
Fletcher does?
Yeah, he's like
Carson
holding up
Wentz.
like 7-pounders and stuff.
7 pounds.
I donated $1 today to Carson Wentz Foundation.
Yeah.
I bought a Chick-fil-A breakfast sandwich.
Big baller. Don't
$1
mind us kayak guys. Are we allowed to breathe in this event?
What are you
Or do we
you're
have
gonna
to have
read it?
pads
What
on?
are you doing? I don't even know what you said.
I said, can we breathe in this event, or do we have to have pads to breathe? Can we breathe?
All right, I want to know, John McGraw, you going to Fish Lake Foundation event this year? And if you do, what's going to be your strategy?
Not fish with Brian.
That's the deal you talked about. 70% of the time, it's bad.
All I gotta say is,
but 30% of the time, it goes amazing.
all I gotta say is Brian Stockwell is like a Hall of Fame baseball player. Right?
What does that mean?
Yeah,
You
where
can
is this
fail
going?
70% of the time and still make the Hall of Fame. Right?
Shenanigans.
You know what I mean? Right? Nah.
Shenanigans.
I don't know.
I declare shenanigans.
Dude, here's the interesting thing, Pete.
John, go into detail about that.
No, I want to get Pete's opinion on this.
No,
It's hard to win that tournament because, dude,
It's
there's
not, Pete.
There's not one strategy that works. Like, you've been consistent, but you haven't won.
Nope.
You got to put
There's
time
not
on the
one
river, man.
Well, that's because those guys
Exactly.
hole jumped me in
No,
the last tournament. They stole my fish
Right.
because I was hamming it up to the camera, doing stupid YouTube stuff like Eric. and I failed to get to the point before those guys did.
Shame on
when
you.
they caught a 4-pounder on the exact point that I was heading to,
Wow.
which wins the tournament for me. So I'm not doing any social media until after the tournament.
Till after it's over.
Wow. I beg you to ask Yo Sancho how hard it is to win. The Miller brothers went home with his boat.
Oh, they did.
Did the Miller brothers put a motor on that boat yet?
Probably not.
Nope.
Do you know?
They are probably sitting in it, drinking
It's
beer
still
right now.
Is it still sitting in Jim's backyard?
It's in the
Oh, man.
He's
It
got
is
bales of
cracking.
hay in it, shooting arrows at it.
Oh, Lord.
Is it growing tomato plants yet?
It is.
John, so
all
let me
jokes.
switch you. What would your strategy be for this year? Give me an idea of what your strategy is going to be.
Fish with Mike Centaur.
That's a good strategy.
No,
It's a good
absolutely
strategy.
not.
That's a winning strategy.
Well, you know, Mike spends a lot of time on the water. You know what I mean? The thing is like you need to get out there and you
Not
need
as
to
much
put-
anymore.
Yeah.
Got a
True.
new job.
Yeah.
True.
But
Thank God.
Yeah, you need to get out there and you got to understand what's going on.
Yeah, that's the problem. Me and John never got out on the water.
Yeah.
We got, what, a half a day on the water?
Yeah, I got
Both
one
tournaments.
day, and me and you got a half a day.
Yeah.
And then the year before, you and Mike got a half a day.
Yeah, that's just not
I
gonna
got one day.
Excuses or monuments of losers.
Grown-ups got to work, man.
Actually, the thing is like, and it goes back to what Mike says, is like you got to practice. You got to
Yeah,
know. You got to know everything that's going on.
Brian knows
in-
what's going on in that river.
Yeah,
No,
I gotta
used
be
to
honest.
know
I gotta be
10
honest.
years
The thing
ago.
is like, here's the thing. Is like what I knew about the river like 3 or 4 years ago isn't the same as
No,
what
it's
it is
not.
now.
No, it's not.
Right?
Things
And it
have changed a little bit. Things have changed a little bit.
There's a lot of things that as far as like heights of the water column and what knows in on
Right.
underwater and
Right.
what's up above water. That's always never going to change most of the time. And you know what? And even though last year, me and Brian we rolled in a spot that was always underwater that wasn't underwater.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so the things do change.
Low tide.
Yeah,
Well,
but when you have a low tide at 7 foot, that's
Yeah,
that's a
I
big-
can
that's
tell
a
you
big
this.
thing.
My honest opinion is that the northern section of the river is becoming a
talk
player
about us
again.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's
definitely.
safe, Mike. It's safe.
No, I'm telling you,
It's safe.
I think it's starting to
Well,
reverse.
it
a
won
little
last
bit.
year.
It won last year. It's
Took
starting to reverse a
second
little
the
bit.
year before, or
Yeah.
third or something.
And then here's the other one
There's
that
stuff up there.
surprises me. In the 2 or 3 years of the Ike Foundation tournament, it surprises the shit out of me that no one has won in the Rancocas River yet. It's bound
No,
to
that
happen.
doesn't surprise me at all.
No,
No,
it surprises
I
me.
went in
No,
there.
not at all, dude.
I went in there.
It
and
surprises
I practiced.
me.
But
I
you gotta
went
know
all
the
the way
Rancocas.
back.
I know you got to know the Rancocas.
And it's years to know the Rancocas. It's not just going and practicing the Rancocas
there's
for
some
the
good
first
ones
time
out,
ever.
man.
my
That's a
you know,
complicated river, dude.
the
Yeah.
way that I've been fishing these tournaments would win a multi-day tournament, or at least contend
Oh, yeah. Without
to win
doubt.
a multi-day
That's right.
tournament.
That's
Without
right.
a
It
doubt.
would.
But it's not winning the day.
The day.
And I'm re-strategizing.
Yeah.
I'm retooling
Yeah.
to this year to win the day.
Yeah.
And I haven't decided exactly what that's going to look like yet,
Yep.
but that's going to be my goal.
Let us not forget. Newton Creek and Cooper River for the kayak division.
You know what?
What do you think, Mike?
That's true. Yeah. I still like Cooper. I like Cooper over Newton. I like Cooper.
Last year, Cooper was drawn low cause of the rain, sucked all the fish
Now,
out,
see, that's a bad thing.
but
when
they
that-
don't know.
Right.
Newton won.
Yeah. Yeah. Barring the water level dropping, Cooper River.
And they
would
always
win.
mess with the water level there, and the
Always do.
the scullers. How did they affect the kayaks?
Not at all, because if this vote was going to be won, it was going to be won in Camden. They don't go over there. They stay over there.
Come on, up the creek.
Camden over there.
Well, size. If you're talking about size,
You got to go to
you want to go to
Camden.
Camden. If it's a regular tournament, you look for numbers.
Right.
Go to Haddonfield and you blow everybody away.
Otherwise,
It's
you
an
go to
8-fish
Newton
limit.
and catch.
But this is inches.
Yes.
This is on inches.
It's 3 fish.
So you got to get three big ones.
Oh, okay.
And it
Okay.
is the
Camden.
longest 3 fish. They've been
Camden.
not 12 fish.
So
all 6, all 5, all 4.
Early on, are you going to Camden or are you going to Newton?
If they don't drain this damn place like they did last year, yes, Cooper River will be where I'm at. Otherwise, Newton. 1 drain, Newton.
1 drain.
2 drains, absolutely Newton.
Is that the only 2 options for the kayak division?
Yes. Where else are you gonna go?
Why are you hollering at me?
I don't know. I'm German.
I feel like I'm watching MLF.
What?
What's the guy, Scott, that just... Welcome to the MLF. The guys are... He's always hollering at me.
Are you talking about Shelly Sanders?
Lurch.
Yeah, Scott.
He's always hollering at me.
Yeah.
When are we going to have Shelly Sanders?
I tell you, I watched the MLF in the last week. That was fascinating. The sudden death. It was amazing, except for he was hollering at me.
Yeah.
And
MLF's a great property. Great
Stop
format.
being offended.
And Megamind.
Don't be a puss.
Doing the commentating.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Jake calls him.
Yeah.
Jake was watching it with me.
Yeah.
Megamind?
No.
Because he got a big head?
Yeah, he's got a big bald head.
Oh, okay.
Looks like Megamind.
Marty Stone?
Yeah. Marty Stone.
Yeah.
Megamind. Damn.
Wow.
Damn, Jake.
That's good.
Jake hitting hard.
Jake's
man.
hitting hard, man.
Yeah, talk about kids. You know what's funny? So, a funny story. My son just found out the other day to another parent who was an informant. My son was apparently running a ring at his school using my snack lunch money to buy. They get these paws. They're called paws because, like, the team. What are you guys chewing? Fucking nachos back there?
That's Pete. That's Pete chewing.
Pete.
Dude, I've been listening to
you.
you.
Can't be chewing ice on the.
Listening to you breathing heavy and coughing for the microphone all night.
All right, I'll finish.
You can't deal with a little chewing?
I may have done both. Listen, long story short, my son got busted leading the ring. They have these paws for, like, when you get awarded for doing something good, they get these paws because, like, the anthem or whatever, the mascot of the school, some kind of cat.
It's like
He
a
was
lottery
using,
pick?
No, I was financing this thing. He was
It's
using
like a
my
lottery.
money on the snack tip to buy paws off other kids, and he got to lead the pep rally based off, like, bought paws that he didn't earn. Yeah, man. He was totally
That's
running like a
awesome.
scam, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was upset about it. If he's watching, he knows it wasn't good.
Wow.
He did wrong on that, but I caught him.
Got a couple
Actually, other
girlfriends'
parents
numbers.
caught him. They ain't got the girls' numbers.
Nah, man.
It's third grade, but he was,
Yeah,
he,
right.
no doubt. He was, that's what I said. His mom's half Italian. I said, if you were at least half or more Italian, you wouldn't have got caught. I said, because you were a quarter Italian, you got pulled as Polish.
You got too much Polish.
Yeah,
in
you
you.
got busted, dude.
All right. Speaking of Polish, we're gonna continue on, and we've got Pete a really current topic right now, which is exotics,
invasive species.
Invasive species. You know, a lot of this happening right now, all across the United States, all across the world, really. But
Hamilton, too.
yeah, but you know, you're talking grasses, you're talking zebra mussels. There's so many different things going on. Snakeheads. The list goes on and on. But it was really brought to everyone's attention. It's kind of, you know, it was kind of forced to the forefront last week on
It was
Kentucky
shocking
Lake.
to me.
Right.
I didn't know they were in Kentucky
A lot of people
Lake.
didn't know. A lot of people didn't know. A lot of people didn't know they were in there to that extent. And then you saw social media posts from elite anglers. And,
Mark Menendez
yeah,
on stage.
On stage. Timmy Horton on stage. You saw posts, and then you saw guys talking about it during the weigh-in itself, live. So, you know, I think this is a great moment to talk a little bit about it. Eric, the intern, we're going to open up the IMs are open, and we want to get everybody's opinion on it. But we've got, you know, when we thought, hey, who's a bigger expert on this topic than anybody? Gene came to mind, and you know, he's from a standpoint of conservation and fish biology, he's the smartest guy I know. So we're going to get him on the phone. We're going to talk a little bit about the Asian carp problem that they're having in Kentucky Lake and other places. So, Brian, do we have him on the phone? I think we do.
We do.
Okay, so joining us live on the phone right now is the BASS Conservation Director. One hell of a guy, really smart guy. We've had him on the show a lot. Gene Gilliland joins us. Gene, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Gene, I've butchered your name so many times. I've got my last name's Iaconelli. Your name seems real easy, but I've seemed to butcher your name several times tonight. But thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you. No problem. It's been that way for all my life that people can't quite figure out how to pronounce it. But hell, my dad pronounced it different from my mother did. So
well, enlighten us, Gene. How should we be saying it?
I say Gilliland.
Gilliland. Okay.
So, yeah.
That's good. That's
the way you said it.
That is the way I said it after I wrote a note about
Gilligan.
it. After I wrote a note about it. Gene, you know, I think for a lot of people it's not new, but I think it was brought back to light after last week's event on Kentucky Lake. You know, the bigger issue of exotics and invasive species, and then more specifically Asian carp, big head carp, you know, almost seeming like it's taking over Kentucky Lake. Do you want to start from the beginning? Like, is this new? Has this just happened, or has this been a gradual process over the years where these things have gotten into the system?
Right. Well, these things escaped from fish farms in Arkansas probably 20 years ago, and they migrated up the Mississippi, up the Ohio. They come through the locks at the Kentucky Lake Dam, and they got into the Tennessee River about 10 years ago. So they've been in the system for a while. You know, when this whole thing kind of blew up, I got on the phone and talked to the Kentucky and Tennessee wildlife people to find out what their take on it was, and you know, they're doing everything they can to try to control the population so that it doesn't become a real problem. It's a problem, but right now it's one of those things where they're not seeing a lot of real big changes in the bass population. They may live in different places, they may behave differently, but as far as numbers, what they're seeing isn't a whole lot different than what they would normally see in the average ups and downs that you see over, you know, say 10 years or so. But it could get a lot worse, and to the point where it is like on the Illinois River, the river that connects that they're trying to keep them out of the Great Lakes. You know, where there's such a problem up there, where they make up like 70% of the total numbers of fish in that river.
Right.
And the thing that I think that really is kind of a problem is that Congress and a lot of state legislators are so focused on keeping them out of the Great Lakes that they're forgetting about other places that they're going. Congress has put $50 million towards a process of trying to keep them out of the Great Lakes. Kentucky and Tennessee, the amount of money they've gotten from the feds to help battle it is like $400,000 compared to $50 million.
Wow.
So the big thing that they're seeing, it's a matter of money. Right now it looks like the best way to control these things is going to be with commercial fishing. The guy from Kentucky was telling me that the numbers in Barkley Lake are actually lower than Kentucky Lake because there's more commercial fishing going on there. The problem is the commercial fishermen are not doing as much as they could because they can't make any money. The price per pound of these things is just not high enough for people to get into the business.
Right.
And so that means that the government's got to subsidize it. to make it work. And the only way that's going to happen is for people that live in Kentucky and Tennessee and Alabama and Mississippi, anywhere along the Tennessee River. They're going to have to get emails and personal letters and sent to their state representatives and to their congressmen and say,
right,
this is a big deal. You know, we got to get people mobilized to write your congressman. I mean, I know that sounds kind of corny, but that's what it's going to take to try to divert some money, some real money, to get these things under control. I think if we can knock them down with commercial fishing, we can get to a point where they're not going to be detrimental to our bass fisheries.
Right.
But if we don't get something done, you know, in the next couple, 3 years, the populations are creeping upstream. They're already in Pickwick. They're working their way towards Guntersville. I mean, there's, you know, it's a bad deal, and what's going to fix it, unfortunately, is throwing money at it. And the way that's going to work is people are going to just have to start complaining a lot more to their elected representatives.
Right. Outside of commercial fishing, is there other solutions to control the population? And do they have is there a natural predator to an Asian carp or big-headed carp?
There's not really. They grow so darn fast. You know, that's part of the problem is that, you know, they're filter feeders. They don't feed on other fish. They filter out the plankton. But that's the base of the food chain for everything else. But there's some other kind of, you know, science fiction stuff going on right now. They're trying to develop some special hormone stuff that might, you know, sterilize the fish. They're talking about trying to do some crazy things where they introduce fish into the population, had their genes altered so that as they spawn with each other, you wind up with a population that's mostly males, which once that happens, the population crashes. And, you know, I mean, they're doing stuff like that with some other species of fish. So there's a chance that it could work. But there again, somebody's got to pay for it.
Right.
And that's where we get hung up. That's the kind of thing that it's going to take a lot of pressure on Congress to get something going on this.
It's funny you said that, Gene, because that same hormone that you're talking about, Eric the intern took that, and he's
it's the metrosexual hormone
you're
trying to give those guys.
Yeah, Eric spawns mainly with other males, so that.
Hey, Gene, it's Dave. Gene, it's
Asian
Dave.
carp.
Hey, Gene, it's Dave. I got a question. In terms of commercial fishing, what kind of impact is there any that you've estimated it would have on the species we're targeting in terms of largemouth bass?
Oh, next to none. Commercial fishing is, you know, as far as the impacts on bass populations and the forage, you know, shad and stuff like that, there's going to be a few get caught, but in the grand scheme of things, it's very, very minimal impact. The kind of nets that they use, the places they set them, are just not going to be the kind of things that are typically going to catch bass. One of the reasons, you know, for years when state agencies are sampling black bass, they don't use net because they're such a poor way of collecting fish for getting a sample.
Right, the electrocute.
Right. Yeah, you use electrofishing for the most part. Yeah. So, you know, that's one of the good things is that the commercial netting it's pretty targeted, and I don't think it's a big concern from the standpoint of catching bass in their nets.
So, from your professional opinion, what kind of a price tag would it cost to be able to net these things?
Well, you know, that's a I don't know, $64 million question. It's one of those kind of things where do you want to keep looking? I mean, Tennessee River, then you got the Ohio River, you got the Missouri River, they're in the Red River, they're in the Arkansas. I mean, these things have spread pretty much throughout the Mississippi Basin up until they hit a dam somewhere that doesn't have a lock on it. And if there's a lock on it, they go right through with the barge traffic. So the things are spreading all over the place. And, you know, you talk about nationwide control, you could be talking about hundreds of millions of dollars to be able to make this thing, to get these things under control. Until some of this science fiction stuff kind of comes true, it seems like that commercial fishing is really the only viable answer that we have for controlling these.
Who's eating these things?
Yeah,
where's it going?
Are they selling it for dog food, or what are they doing with it?
The market's in China. The problem is, by the time the commercial fishermen, spend all their money on nets and boats and all that kind of stuff, the processors process the fish, and then they ship it overseas. The price per pound, I guess, that they're getting for it is just not high enough for a commercial fisherman to make a profit. And, well, you don't get into business to lose money. So the only way this is working right now is that the states, Tennessee and Kentucky, are having to subsidize that price.
Sure.
And they just don't, the states just, that's somebody's fishing license dollars that are probably being used for some of that, and maybe the state's kicking in a little bit of general tax money, but it's not near enough. Right. And that's where we've got to get Congress to pay attention to the fact that this is not just a Illinois River Great Lakes problem. And then I'm not downplaying that. We sure as hell don't want them to get into the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
I'm up here at Lake St. Clair right now. We've been smallmouth fishing all week. And we sure don't want to get these things, into Lake Michigan and throughout the Great Lakes, because then they jeopardize, a huge sport fishery up here.
Yeah.
Gene, there's a picture.
So,
Gene, there's a picture.
But it's not just a Great Lakes issue. It's definitely something that's a lot bigger.
Right.
And that's where the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and Congress need to be taken to task and say, look, we need a little love here too.
Right. Real quick, I just want to say, my experience from last week there is, I had the first day of practice, I pulled into a little, sort of like a little drain, and pulled in, dropped the trolling motor. The noise of the trolling motor dropping into the water spooked a giant school of these fish. I'd say in the thousands, and had these fish jumping in the boat. Had 3 flop in the boat.
Did it look like that?
Wow. It did look like that picture. It did look like that picture. Throughout the practice, I was side imaging, and I saw them from 2 feet to 25 feet in the thousands on my side imaging. So obviously, they're changing the way that we fish for bass.
Right.
It's changing it. In fact, give you 2 quick stories. And again, I know these things by the book. They feed on plankton. They feed on algae. But we had Wesley Strader on tonight earlier, Gene. Wesley said he caught one in the mouth on a crankbait.
Yeah.
I'm good friends with Ish Monroe. Ish had 2 of them come up on a frog in practice. 2 of them come up and try to eat a frog in practice. So, I guess.
Well, now let me throw in a little wrinkle here.
Okay.
When we talk about Asian carp, there are 4 species, and they all have a little different diet. And one of the things that I didn't realize until I called Kentucky folks the other day was that the silver carp are the ones that jump and get in the boats. There's a big head carp and a black carp, which basically feed on other stuff close to the bottom. But the grass carp, the kind that eat the vegetation, have been shown now to be reproducing in Kentucky Lake, and they will eat a frog. And they look similar,
right?
And so there's, they come up and they'll eat grass and stuff. I mean, you put them in a farm pond and they eat up all the weeds. They'll jump out on the bank and eat the Bermuda grass off the lawn around.
Right.
But
right.
So there's a whole, when we talk Asian carp, it's kind of
there's a lot,
a group of fish that are all, then they're all a problem.
Right. It's not just one. Now let me ask you this. I'm going to call you the plate on this and just straight up ask you, is it true that they named the big head carp after Dave Brodzik.
No comment. No comment.
Okay.
You can say yes, Gene. You ain't gonna tempt me, Brad.
Politically correct.
You know, I guess the next thing I just want to ask is, after the backlash and the feedback from the guys last week, and we've heard terms like this, you know, the Tennessee River fisheries are going to be destroyed. The Kentucky Lake is ruined. It's just a matter of time before Pickwick and Wilson and Gunnersville will be decimated. Is that fiction or is that true?
If there is nothing done to control the populations, I think those could come to pass. It's just that we're not there yet, and there is a chance of keeping that from happening if we can get ahead of it. Right now, the fisheries guys were telling me that the plankton populations and all that kind of stuff they measure in Kentucky Lake aren't that much different than what they normally are. So even though you see thousands of silver carp out there, they haven't had a real detrimental impact on the lake's, you know, ecology or anything yet. That's kind of the key. 2 years, 3 years, 10 years down the road, if we don't do something, it's going to get a lot worse. And that's where you run into that situation like they have in some of those places in the Mississippi drainage and the Ohio River and the Illinois River, where the carp basically have taken over and pushed out pretty much all of the other the game fish and everything else. I know the guys that in the Bass Nation that fish the Illinois River for decades have said, you know, it used to take 20 pounds to win a tournament, now it takes 12. And a lot of that is because the productivity from a sport fish population standpoint is just not there like it used to be because there's so many pounds of carp. And that's I mean, that's kind of the scary thing. If you know, if we don't do something now, it's, I don't know. I don't want to be pessimistic, but I guess I am a little bit. If we can't get Congress and the state legislators off their butts to realize that this is a real problem, and the economy. I mean, you think about Paris, Tennessee, where you guys were at the tournament. That town lives and dies on bass tournaments.
Yeah.
And there's towns like that all up and down the Tennessee River.
Yeah.
Florence.
Absolutely.
Pickwick.
Yeah.
Gunnersville.
Yeah.
You know, those communities, Dayton, Tennessee, at Chickamauga, you know, those are the kind of places where the economy is a big deal. And maybe that's the tactic that people need to think about. If they're writing a letter to their congressman, they need to say, you know, I love to fish, and it's going to screw up my fishing, but it's also going to screw up the economy of a whole bunch of places up and down the Tennessee River if we don't do something. And maybe that needs to be part of the letters people are writing.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like this is a short-term solution, you know, to get funding for netting. I mean, it seems to me like, you know, we've got to be, you know, you're talking about using some science, but what about are there any natural predators? There's got to be overseas.
No.
I mean, hillbillies.
That's the problem.
Bass-eating hillbillies.
Once they get established, they reproduce so fast and they grow so fast that they outgrow pretty much anything. I mean, you know, when they're 3, 5, 6, 8 inches long, okay, bass could eat them, big blue catfish, whatever. But they grow to 12 to 14 inches in a matter of months.
Wow.
And so it's, you know, that's the challenge is, and that's why they think that if at some point if you can commercial fish them down to where it's, you know, we're never going to get rid of them. Once they're there, they're there.
Yeah.
But we can manage the population and keep their numbers low enough to where they're not hurting anything else.
Let's go back to this farmer that allowed them to escape.
Yeah, well,
what in the world is he doing? Why was he raising? Why was that being done?
I don't know
what
the
purpose was.
But here's what I heard.
They were brought into the country as a food fish. They're very popular in Asia, and they're obviously there's some market for them from a food standpoint. But they were also brought into the country to put in sewage lagoons to help treat water, like in water treatment facilities. Because they can live in really nasty water, but they can help clean the water up.
They're poopy.
And they were raising them in these fish farms. They had some big floods. The fish escaped into the rivers that connect into the Mississippi, and away you go.
Why the hell don't bass breed like that around here?
I don't know. I wish they would. Now,
I'm sick of them.
Gene, real quick, I've got a couple comments that are coming through on our Ike Live social feeds real quick. Rob Rockwood from Runnymede, New Jersey says the Asian carp grow faster than Brian the Carpenter's penis. I don't know what that means. Here's a serious one.
Boo.
This one comes through.
Boo.
This one comes through from Dave Kashkin.
Not true.
What?
It grows very fine. Thank you.
All right. Gene, this one comes through from Dave Kashkin, and he says, here's the solution. Just get the bass-eating hillbillies from Texas and Louisiana to start eating the Asian carp. Problem solved. Good comment, Dave Kashkin. I think that's good.
Unfortunately, there's nobody keeps enough bass anymore to make a difference. So, I don't know. I don't know where it's all going to go.
What?
It's a sad deal.
Yeah.
If we don't get something done pretty soon.
Yeah, I can tell you this. I think the great thing, Pete, and we've talked about this before. The great thing about bass events is they highlight the good and the bad sometimes, and that causes action. So I think it's great that we're talking about it. I think it's great that the pros last week have mentioned it.
Yes.
Gene, thank you for coming on. I think it's great that we're explaining the situation to people so we can take action. We can write our congressman. We could talk to our politicians. So, knowledge is power, man. So I'm glad we're talking about it,
And Gene.
And Mike, next time you go to D.C., hey, there you go.
Yeah.
You've got another topic that you can hit those guys with.
Yeah.
Yep. And Gene, we expect you to have this issue under control by next year.
Counting on you, Gene.
I'm working on it.
Hey, Gene. Brian's goes. More strippers, less carp.
Oh boy, I don't know. Gene, thank you for joining us. Thank you for enlightening us on the topic, and man, we appreciate it. And thank you very much for coming on. And we've got you on the hotline now. Anytime anything from a biology and scientific standpoint we need to know, we're just going to call you.
No problem.
Hey, Gene, do you know about strippers?
Yes. Strippers or stripers?
Stripers.
Stripers. Yeah.
Hit me up on Instagram.
Oh, Gene, thanks for joining us tonight, man. We appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you, Gene.
You bet. Thanks,
Gene
guys.
Gilliland, everybody.
Thank you, Gene.
Gene. Wait a minute, Brian. Did you say real quick? I know we're running tight, but did you have we have a special caller coming in?
Yes.
Who's coming on the phone right now?
Jin Kang Kung.
Okay. And
Topaz.
What? Topaz?
All right, and joining us now on Ike Live, and this is his first public interview ever. I'm so happy to have him on here. We always like to get Dave. We always like to get both sides, John, of the poll, right? We heard from Bass. We heard from the pros. Now we're going to hear from the culprit himself. And joining us now, live from Kentucky Lake, is the Asian carp. Asian carp, how you doing? Good to hear from you, Asian carp.
I'm not gonna freaking cop that. Dude.
What? That's Asian carp right there. Asian
Dude,
carp.
he's eating everything under the sun.
No, it's all right. Asian carp.
He's growing like 12 inches every 3 months.
Asian
Come on,
carp.
who are you kidding?
I know you get a bad rap, and you do look a little funny. Your eyes are set below your mouth, but let's hear it from you. Let's hear from you. How do you feel about this whole thing?
I was let go and
Your eyes look just like that guy.
I was let go in Arkansas. They didn't tell me where to go. I eat everything.
That was fucking,
What?
That was awful.
Wait a
I
minute.
think your eyes drop below your mouth.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me you're not taking credit for any of this? I mean, why do you reproduce so fast? Why do you grow? And why are you messing up the bass population?
I don't care about those guys. I just eat and shit.
He put you on there.
Did you just show me?
He showed you, man. From character.
Oh, I thought that was the Asian carp talking.
Yeah, I didn't know it was you. I didn't know that was you. I didn't know it was him, Pete.
I didn't either.
That was so stupid.
Dude, that was Brian's attempt to be like, come on, let's get on with the show.
That was the dumbest
We got two more things. Come on. All right, Asian Carp, thanks for joining us. Hope you don't decimate. And what were the 3 words? I hope you don't decimate, destroy, and ruin the entire Tennessee River system.
Yeah, Asian Carp, you're an asshole.
Man, that's crazy. Asian Carp. Brian the Carpenter, we do have, man, what a show, Pete, by the way. Let me recap it real quick. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We've got about 20 more minutes left. Hang in there with us because we got a couple important things coming up. But, dude, what a great show. Wesley Strader, Kevin VanDam.
He's going to win that tournament?
I think he's going to win. Dude, how can he not win?
How big a lead does he have?
Brian the Carpenter, how big of a lead? Wesley Strader, 2 pounds? Eric?
I believe it's 5 pounds.
5 pounds. Dude, that's huge on Lake Norman. That's like 10 pounds anywhere else.
Someone in the comments.
Oh, he's going to win back to back.
He said that all he needed was 11 or 12 pounds tomorrow and he felt comfortable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
You know?
He could do that.
Yeah.
Pick up a shaky head.
Yeah,
and
but
fish docks.
honestly, I hate that mindset though.
I know.
You know,
you want to kill. You got to think about being
I would rather be in third, knowing where big fish are living right now, than being in first. Dude,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard to be a front runner.
Yeah.
It really is in that sport, man.
No shit.
You start up on your first spot and it goes south. Man, the wheels can start spinning off quick. And I hope. Well, obviously Wesley can adjust. So.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
He's gonna crush it.
He's different than us.
Yeah. He's amazing. Speaking of Wesley, Brian, here's a good segue for you real quick. The last one of these that Mark Jeffries did, good friend Mark, on Bass Zone.
Thank you.
1-on-1?
He does a one-on-one tournament, and the last one he did was Gerald Swindle against Wesley Strader.
G-Man was great.
And they both did really good, but Wesley came out on top. Here's the next one. Is the next one-on-one on BassZone.com is live on May 30th. Listen to this matchup. You ready for this?
Eric the Intern and Dave Brosnan.
No.
Brian's Mule versus Dylan Gowski's Black.
No. Mark Jeffries' next one-on-one live, May 30th. Mike McClellan versus Jeff Crete.
Wow.
That's a good one, man.
Yeah, that is a good one.
McClellan versus the Squirrel. I like that.
The audio.
Squirrel
on that
is
alone,
awesome,
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the audio.
He said something at the MLF thing where remember the sudden death where he was leading. He had 16 pounds before anybody caught a fish.
Yeah.
And he was fishing slow, and he goes, "There ain't nobody in this field that can outslow me." He's always got a squirrel comment, and it's always good.
And I have a note here that the next one-on-one is May 30th at 1 a.m. Central Time.
No, 10 a.m.
Oh, okay. Did the zero not come out? It says 1 a.m.
Hey, relax.
All right, 10 a.m. Central Time.
Don't be so judgmental.
What else we got?
No,
for
keep going.
announcements
Keep reading the BTL announcements. He's got some cool stuff coming up.
All right, the next, this is next big
Read
thing.
the copy, Mike.
I'm reading it. Here's the cool thing about Mark Jeffries and Bass Zone. Dude, he's always got something very unique up his sleeve. And he's going to make a live announcement on May 31st at AM Central.
AM Central?
Yep, I'm reading my script. Exactly
Come
how
on,
it
dog.
is.
9 a.m. It clearly says
AM
9
Central.
Son of a bitch.
Will announce new live show that has never been done in the history of bass fishing. Just like IKE Live. It's not going to be for everyone. It won't be. It'll be for select. But if you are the select, if you have game, if you have a hairy, furry, droopy, saggy set of balls, then this is your chance to show your game.
I'm out.
Put up or shut up.
What is Otis?
The classic trophy has been found.
Oh, wait.
Dancing with the Devil.
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
20 feet deep.
Come on, you're
Debunk.
Come on.
FMJK JK.
Go on.
Praise the Lord. Mike Iaconelli.
I don't know what the fuck I'm reading here.
Yeah, you just ran two.
None of this makes any sense.
You just ran two lines together, and you didn't confer with the producer on any of this.
Yeah, listen.
That's garbage, Michael.
We gotta do this one serious because this is next level journalism and bass fishing. It seriously is. Yes.
You know what?
Yes, Brian, you want to take it over?
I want to fire Mike.
I thought we were like locating the shroud and
we're not playing here. Mark Jeffries.
Opening up
What?
Compone's friggin'
You're being asked. You're being asked to read a script unprompted, and it didn't come out right.
BTC, pick it up.
How freaking dare you, Pete Klusick, master of show up 3 minutes before it's go time.
BTC, pick up Mark Jeffries.
So Mark's got the 101 live, right? That was topic number 1, and then he's got another thing popping off. I actually know what it is, but I can't say. But it's pretty badass. It's the hairy ball thing Mike was talking about.
Are we doing we're making an announcement that we're going to be making an announcement? Thing?
Allow me to finish.
So you can't talk about it?
Mark said he's going to make an announcement of an announcement.
All right,
and then the other thing is the upcoming 20 Feet Deep, which is badass.
Who is it?
It has to do with the classic trophy that has been found that was once lost.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
It's a big deal, Pete.
It's a big deal. It's an awesome.
I heard about that.
I heard a little bit about it. It's pretty badass.
Mark did some
somebody sold the classic trophy.
What was it, Robert Hamilton?
It might have been.
I don't know who it is. I guess we're gonna have to watch 20 Feet Deep.
Mark did some
it's
Pulitzer
badass.
Prize type shit on this, dude. Like it's legit.
Really? Mike, sit down and get your act together.
20 Feet Deep's badass.
Look at you getting all dialed in the internet.
I'm serious about
stuff
about him. He's like our Cronkite, right? Like the rest of us are retards. He's like our Cronkite, dude.
Dan
Like, that
Rather
dude's
of
serious.
Bass
He's
Pro.
our Dan Rather.
Dude, you're sucking up to Mark Jack. All you do is bust his chops all the time.
Listen, don't you for 1 second tell me I kiss his ass because I'll kick your fucking ass out the door.
No, I do want to say you do have to say that Mark has vision in what we're doing more than anybody.
Mark is fearless.
Oh, he's fearless. But flat out, Ike Live, Bash U Live is directly a result of Mark Jeffries. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for acknowledgement, Pete. You suck. Punk.
He also created Jark Meffries.
He did. That's right.
We're not fans of.
What?
Awesome,
wait, what? I'm not fans.
And Aqua Boy.
And I'm self-conscious.
Oh, I think we might have a caller on the line. Pat, you there, bud?
What's going on, guys?
We have Pat Renwick from Stray Cast on the line.
Pat Renwick, everybody!
Pat Renwick.
Hey now.
Oh, hey now.
I got the ginger. I got the ginger ninja next to me.
Hey now. Hey now.
Hit him with the hind.
Hit him with the high and low, ginger ninja.
What's up, Pat?
What's going on, guys?
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm just making some delicious Asian carp stew, and I am putting some sex wax on Dave's kayak.
Oh, smoothing it out.
Yeah.
Wow, we got a picture of you up on the screen, man. You're looking a little different.
What do you got?
I don't know. Brian found a picture of you somewhere. It looks
toothy.
I'm not watching.
Man.
Go ahead, Pat. What do you got for us, bud?
Wow. It's a nice tooth.
Nothing, man. Just enjoying the show here. It's a good night, man. The best part about Ike Live, I think, is when you guys do the Stand By Me story. When you guys get the old childhood stories going, man. I love it.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm seeing Dave. He's in convulsions on the screen. I just walked over to the computer. What happened to Dave?
You get a look at the screen and see what Brian did to you. Your good buddy, your consigliere, and he dogged you. Look at it. Look at the screen.
Now, Pat,
I can't see it. It must be behind the time or something.
All right, Pat, you coming up? You coming up for the event again?
Oh yeah, it's the gerbil.
Is that the gerbil?
I don't know.
I see.
Are you coming up again for the event?
100%, yeah.
Dude,
Yes.
So listen, you are
Yes.
invited to the garden for
Yes.
a legit Northeastern Italian dinner, my friend.
Yes, yes.
All right? You're
Nice.
And we're not talking Olive Garden here.
No.
Is there all you can eat Alfredo breadsticks?
No,
and
it's
salad?
it's my wife Mel, her kitchen.
Yeah.
You bringing a Ginger Ninja or you bringing somebody else?
No
You're bringing
Hillshire
JP.
Farms.
If you're bringing JP,
We
we're
don't
going to
even
Burger
know.
King. What are you doing?
we just plan like the day in advance, so we'll be there. We'll be there.
Who, you and the Ginger or are you bringing JP?
Well, we'd like to bring everybody. We'll have to see what happens.
All right.
Rent a bus and bring the whole crew down.
It's going to be like the Partridge Family bus coming down.
Just don't bring any Bagleys, because I'll take them all.
Yeah,
You dirty
you'll
bastard,
steal 'em,
you.
Mike. I know you.
You're all invited, my friend. We're going to do Italian dinner this time in the garden, all right?
Absolutely, I appreciate that.
All
I'm
right.
looking forward to it.
All right, Pat. I
No
want to
doubt.
Pat. I want to call you to plate on something, and
Sure.
this is serious when I'm talking about this. We joke around a lot here. We say a lot of funny stuff, but this is a serious thing.
Okay.
You are solely responsible, good or bad, and you pick your take on it. You're
Okay.
solely responsible for making BTC famous.
What?
How do you feel
Well,
about that?
I don't know if that's actually an accurate statement.
It's accurate.
I respectfully disagree with that, Mike Iaconelli. I think that Barry the Candlestick Maker was already a bass fishing personality prior to his appearance on the Stray Cats Outdoor Cartoon Television show.
I don't know. He'd never signed an autograph until after he was on your show. And now
Is that true?
Yes, and now he signs hundreds of them. He fields hundreds daily.
Yes, boobies and foreheads he signed.
Whatever.
He does.
Yes, that is true. But
in fact, Pat, I don't know if you know this, but you made him so famous that his ghost came back from the dead.
I'm a huge fan of Bride's Ghost.
Oh my God! Wait a minute! What the?
Hey, Todd. Can I blow you?
That's dumb.
Brian's Ghost.
Your sack's mighty taste. It's mighty taste. Thank you. Can I taste it once?
Is Brian's
Come
Ghost
on,
swinging a
Dave. You're
hammer?
better than that.
Yeah, the Ted Hammer, please.
Boo.
Brian's ghost is.
Here's a true story, though, about ghosts. We had Seth Fider on the show last week, and he actually told us that he saw a cat ghost.
A ghost of his cat.
A ghost of a cat.
Here's a homo. There's no cat ghost. There's just men ghosts running
Spent
around.
too
No
much
women
time in
ghosts.
Minnesota.
Minnesota ghost.
Becky's going to take your seat away, Dave.
Is Brian's ghost on Dilaudid right now?
Brian won't let him through. Brian won't let the spirit through.
Come through the porthole, Brian. Brian's ghost must come through the porthole.
Brian's ghost got a hotel dish rag.
Brian shrouded in a jerk-off rag.
Has Brian's ghost ever Bill Cosby's Dave?
Yes. Me too. Me too, Dave. How do you think of me? Why do you think I'm dead? That Pollock killed me.
This is an outstanding edition of IKE Live Friday night, I want to tell you.
Stretching.
Better than me
That's
is
dumb.
Pete's not laughing face.
He was laughing during Mike's Asian carp impersonation. I saw that.
All right.
Yeah, Pete hates Asians.
Oh, God. Hey, how about we get on with the show?
Yeah, Dave, take a walk, Dave.
All right, so Pat.
Lord have mercy. Hey, I want to turn things around 360. If that's okay with you guys.
Let's turn things around. Let's talk serious. Let's talk
Yeah.
some serious stuff.
Hold on, let me shut Dave's mic off.
There's not. I am not serious most of the time, but this is a serious topic, and this is an opportune moment and an opportune show to bring up this topic. You guys do a lot of good work with the kids and getting kids into fishing. You know, and Mike, you are very influential in getting kids into fishing. Yeah, I mean, hands down, dude. I got to compliment you on that. Got to compliment you on that.
Thank you.
It's a big deal. It is really a big deal. And I just want to bring some awareness to the fact that May is Cystic Fibrosis Awareness Month. Okay? Totally switching gears, as you can see. But, you know, the fact of the matter is that over 30,000 kids in this country are affected by cystic fibrosis, okay? And for those that don't know, cystic fibrosis is a life-threatening disease, which unfortunately right now there is no cure for this disease. And it's a serious matter, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
May, again, is Cystic Fibrosis Month. All your listeners out there, all your fans, Mike, if they could just take a peek at fightcf.cff.org to maybe help contribute to finding that cure. Awareness is the key to finding the cure.
Yeah.
And you know, and again, it's a tough deal, man. I have a friend of mine, Kevin and Joe Higgins, and their son Nolan Higgins is a huge fan of yours, Mike, and he has cystic fibrosis. There's a big fundraiser coming up in, I believe, it's in July, and you can find that on fightcf.cff.org for Team Nolan. And Team Nolan has even adopted your slogan, Mike, the Never Give Up. Excuse me, the Never Give Up slogan for their team.
Yeah.
You know, and anything anybody can do could help. And I'm not here telling people to stop what you're doing, give a donation, but just educate yourself on this disease. Go to fightcf.cff.org. Find it in your hearts. If it's there, help find a cure. So, all I'm asking.
Well said, Ben.
Well said.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys
very, very
remember, but my brother passed away from CF. My half-brother, Michael.
Mike Stock.
Yeah, you guys can't hear me out there. Remember my brother
I
Mike?
can hear you, Brian.
Yeah, my brother had cystic fibrosis. He passed away at 21.
21.
Yep.
Wow. That's tough.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, hate to bring it down, but it is a serious deal. And I mean, and think about all the kids that are more fortunate that out there, and at the same time think of kids that are less fortunate, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And kids like Nolan, man, the kid's an awesome fisherman. The kid's a little hammer. You know, I think Brian's got some pictures of him catching some fish on some ice dude combos that Aaron stole and sent to Nolan.
That is an Ike Dude combo.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So, yeah, guys, I appreciate the opportunity to do this, to talk about this on your show. I appreciate all you guys do for the Straight Cast Show, and I sincerely appreciate all that you guys do for the Bass Fishing Galaxy. Immensely, guys.
Oh, thank you, Pat.
Appreciate you, Pat.
Yeah, appreciate it. And thanks for bringing this up. Thanks for bringing this to light to people. It's important, so appreciate that.
Hey, absolutely, man. You guys take care. My Asian carp is burning. I got to give 10 to it here on the stove. So.
Hey, Pat, it's Dave. Hit me up later on with how many bodies you're coming up with, man.
Okay, you got it. I will do. Thank you for the invite, bro.
You're the best, bud.
We'll see you.
All right, you guys take care.
Good
See you
night,
later.
Pat.
Thanks again.
Pat Renwick, everybody.
Fight CF, bro.
Wow.
Hillshire Farms at Dave Rosnick's house.
I'll have me some Pat Renwick.
I hope Pat brings up the whole crew. That'd be cool, man.
Yeah.
Be cool hanging out with those guys.
Get them some legit.
They ain't like us, bro.
Italian food, man.
Yeah.
Them guys, they don't like the ball busting. I can tell you that right now.
Not at all. I could tell at the classic it wasn't that way.
Really?
Not the same, dude.
Pat can handle it. The rest of those guys,
people from Jersey, man.
They're not
We're a breed
ready
of our own.
They're not ready for us
You hear the
dickheads.
Christmas thing where Pat had me call in and roast his whole crew.
Oh my god.
Oh, I smoked them.
They smoked them all.
Dave, they wanted to
were
fight
they
you.
just speechless?
It was no laughs at all in the room.
Oh my God! It was
crickets.
silent.
I felt
Wow.
bad. I still feel bad. I'll never do it again. You know?
That's why you're cooking
I'll
for
never do it again.
Since Christmas.
That's what my wife cooking for.
They're still swole about it, Dave.
Yeah, they're good people, man.
That's funny.
It's my, you know.
Nah, it's not your fault, dude.
No, but the podcasts I listen to, you know, it's like BTL and them guys in Fear Fishing. That's it, man.
Yeah.
They're the 3 fishing podcasts I listen to.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Brian the Carpenter, we've got approximately just about, let's see.
30
it's
seconds.
about 5 of 11. Well, what would you like to do? You want to just head out here? You want to sign out here in a couple minutes?
Yeah, dude.
All right, let's do that.
I've had enough.
Let me thank everybody
Pete,
for watching
speech.
and listening tonight. Pete, you got to admit, this has been a killer show. Killer show. Killer show. Let me real quick.
It's had its highs and lows.
It's had its highs and lows. Real quick, let me remind everybody, please check out the sponsors that help this show and support this show. Mystery Tackle Box. Use the promo code IKE LIVE. Get some money off your first tackle box. Liquid Mayhem, IKE Live 25. Real Snot, IKE Live 25. 25% off your first purchase. Flambeau. Use the promo code IKE Live, 20% off everything. Line Cutters, Ike Rules 20 for 20% off everything. And of course, Bash University, use the promo code IKE Live, Pete. Get your first 30 days free. Check it out.
It's all you need.
Scope it.
And do not forget them Hobie kayaks. Get them on the side of your house, guys. You don't have to charge the batteries. You don't have nothing to worry about. There's no guilt about having it
Unless
there.
you get that mini power pole and the sonar units.
Elite
and,
7. And
All right, let's talk about Bash University and why you should.
For everybody watching and listening, if you want to go back and listen and watch old episodes of IKE Live, you can get them on IkeLive.com, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, and the best of on Bassmaster.com. Man, if you're at iTunes, while you're there, please give us a comment. Give us a favorable comment. It'll help grow the show. Upcoming show, next show, Brian the Carpenter. Next show is May
24.
May 24th.
It's a Thursday night.
Thursday night, next IKE Live show. I want to thank all our guests tonight. Start with the studio. Pete Glusick, John McGraw, Dave Brodzik, Brian the Carpenter, Eric the Intern. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you to our guests, Wesley Strader, Kevin VanDam, Gene Gilliland, Asian Carp, and Pat Renwick. Thank you for joining us.
And
Brian's Ghost.
Brian's the Ghost with the JO the towel wrapped
Yeah,
around him.
you got to work on your material, Dave.
Yeah, appreciate that. And thank you guys
Matt
for
Lee.
watching tonight. Matt Lee, thank you for turning back in. Stormtrooper.
He's still here.
Thank you for coming back in. Appreciate it. And as usual, man, apologies to Dick Morris. We were supposed to have him on, but we just somehow
We're
ran
getting
out of
him
time.
on.
Hope everybody has a great weekend, a great night. We'll see you soon from IKE Live. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Good one, dude.
3-pounder.
One hook.
Couldn't see.